All right. Hello, chat. How's it going? Hopefully well. We're back. We are continuing with the Metal Gear journey. Today, well, okay, rewind. Hold on, rewind. The other day, when we last did Metal Gear, we finished Snake's Revenge, thank God, and we started up Metal Gear 2. I don't remember how long we played this for. I think we got, like, I would say an hour and a half or so into it. Something like that. We're near the beginning. But this is another easy one because really all there is for this one is just getting through it. And then later re-releases have like a boss rush mode like what we did in Metal Gear 1, but I don't know if the MSX release has that, which is what we're playing. So we will just see. If not, then like I guess we just don't do it, because at that point doing it would involve like buying another copy of Metal Gear 2 and replaying it and then doing the boss rush, you know, just to get like the one little, I don't know, 20-minute challenge, assuming it's as long as the first one was. So it wouldn't be worth it. It would be a pretty small thing to skip. Here, let me get the game going. Let me start it up. And thank God we are using one of these, I want to say fancy, but not. There it is. Hold on. Not very fancy MSX emulators. They're pretty janky, in all honesty, but save states are beautiful for this game. Last time I was just like, let me find a hiding spot. I hid in this little hole and I saved. And now we're just right back. Hold on, let me go through. Sweet Jesus, this this tea. Okay, yeah, hold on. Hello Floppy, Melty, Hino, Swift, Dream Master, James, Silver. Ari? Is it Ari? Hello. Welcome. Is the tea that strong? I talked about this one. Okay, so this is the tea. This is the tea that I've been drinking the last 3 days on stream, if you've been missing the running bit with it. It's this energy drink that, it's an energy drink. It is tea, but it's an energy drink that I came across at Costco. And the packaging was so ridiculous that I had to buy it. It says shit all over it like energy drink with benefits, or 150 milligrams of green tea caffeine. Not caffeine, green tea caffeine. So I was like, okay, new energy drink. I'll give it a whirl. Bought a 12 pack. And what it is sparkling green tea with like whatever flavor it's supposed to be kind of just thrown in there with it. The first time I tried it, I tried this flavor, the peach flavor. So it's sparkling green tea with like artificial peach flavor put in it. This is still the worst one. Definitely now, because it was like a sample. It had like 4 of 3 different flavors. And man, this one, it was the first one I tried, and coming back to it, yeah, that's the worst one. If you weren't here the other day, wow, yeah, I really don't like this. But I bought 12, so here we are. We're stuck with it. Who do I want to win the Super Bowl? I don't even know who's going this year. I stopped paying attention to the NFL after I moved back from Florida. Yeah, it's been like 2 years since I've even paid attention to it at all. Wait, you can trick the dogs into peeing on the box in Metal Gear Solid? Huh? Wow. Actually, hold on, you know what I should do? Oh, you know what I absolutely should do? Open up the notepad on my phone where I had all of the codec, what's it called? Frequencies written down, because this game doesn't have the thing where it like saves them to a list. So I'm writing them down to make sure that I don't miss stuff. And actually, this is Campbell? Hello? No? Nothing? Oh. This time. Contact McDonald Miller. Yeah. Thanks for the help, Campbell. As always. It alters the box permanently, so even later on the same box, pups will be nice to you. It'll make wolves not attack you. What? How is this the first I've heard of it? I've gotten so many comments on the Metal Gear Solid video of like little things that I missed. How have I never heard about the piss box up to this point? How have I never heard this? Obstacles strengthen the human spirit. Oh. And McDonald Miller is helpful as ever in this game as well. Can someone please tell me where I'm going? I don't remember what I was doing. I mean, I could just run around and figure it out, but now's not a good time. I got Madnar, Petrovich Madnar. Hello. It was 140. Find Marv. Oh! I remember where we were. Okay, I remember. We found Madnar. The next thing on the agenda was to go to the next building to get Marv. Okay. I came back here because I needed the mine detector, and we got it now. Okay. We're good. Let me remember the buttons too, because these keyboard controls are really strange. Okay, those are both melee? There are two different punch buttons. And then... yeah, alright. Oh, wait. It is this door, isn't it? To go to outside. I remember this place. Absolutely. Is there a name for, like, the base/facility in Metal Gear 2 that I've forgotten? Or is it really just... I think they only ever call it Zanzibar. I don't remember if there's any alternate name for it. This hair is crazy. I barely touched it today. I, like, threw the stuff in and called it there. I was working on video stuff. I didn't want to... Wow, that tastes like shit. Sorry, it hits me every time I take a sip of it. It is shocking every time. The base in Zanzibar, no fancy name. I didn't think so. Because all of a sudden I wanted to, like, refer to it with the base name, and I was like, is there a base name? All right, we crawl. This is beautiful. I'm gonna take this opportunity to grab all the landmines. Yeah, they are just called mines in this game. Because I don't think there's ever, like, mines that just spawn in a room or something. I'm pretty sure, from memory at least, which is shoddy because it's been like a month and a half. But I think you can only get them from the desert. Because I'm so bad at that. Just wait. just wait. You know, what I conveniently cut out of the videos is stuff like my end screens where it's like alerts raised 42 or something. I don't know. A ridiculous amount every time without fail. Snake's Revenge was a nightmare. The amount of alerts that I raised, I don't think it keeps a total in that game. I don't think we got an end screen. But that game, I could not stay hidden, like, at all. I'm very sneaky right now. Walking on Narco sand? I forgot about this. It was imported from as far as Okinawa of... What? What is... Hold on. What does she mean of Nihon? I see, I never did this while I was playing. I'm assuming... Is it like a name for the string of islands out there? Oh, whoa, okay. Okay, I got my answer. This is not the Japanese name. Yeah, I got it. Right as I was reading it. It's Japan in Japan. See, I should have probably just put that together with context. My, like, 6 weeks in Japanese studies. I know the word Nihongo, but I did not put that together. So it's of Japan, but it's the Japanese name for some reason in the translation. Be careful, the sand squeaks when you walk on it. Bye. First game I ever beat on my own. I was like 12 and it totally messed with my head. Oh yeah, Metal Gear Solid 2 is soon. I have no further comment at this time. Son of a bitch. I thought maybe I could get away with it, but of course he looked right over to me. The confusion trick works once again. Just bonk a wall and they will start to stand in place. This is the best trick I've learned on this game. Hold on, if I just screen transition. Oh wait, they see me. They're not gonna, okay. Now I've made things worse. I might not want to go this way. That counts. If it works, it works. And if I walk over here, beautiful. Such a good game. From what I understand, I think it's a fairly controversial one, isn't it? At least from what I've heard. I feel like it's one of those that you either really like it or you really don't. At least as far as like the Metal Gear fandom goes. That's the vibe that I get from it. The squeaky son of a bitch. The squeaking sand. Okay. I forgot about the squeaking sand real fast. I was just... They aren't making a Metal Gear Solid 2 remake? They might. I said earlier this year, like maybe if you probably, I don't know. It was weeks ago at this point. I feel like at least, but I feel like the MGS3 remake is likely just Konami testing the waters. With this stuff sales-wise, I think they're kind of just gonna see, like, if we remake MGS3, does it make us enough money to keep remaking the games? And I wouldn't be surprised if they went... I mean, obviously, the reason that they went for MGS3 is, like, the timeline, right? They went for lowest barrier to entry for, like, a first-time fan. Because there's no game on the timeline prior to it, at least as far as I know, currently. Could be wrong. But I think it's the very first one, right? Timeline-wise. So I think that they simply did it because of that. I don't even... If it does really well, I don't even feel like they would leave Twin Snakes as the remake. I feel like they would do a faithful... like mechanically faithful MGS1 remake if it sells well enough. That's kind of the thing. I have concerns. Yeah, I feel like it is genuinely just like, we have this franchise that we've been sitting on for 7 years at this point. It hasn't done anything. Maybe we could just remaster, because also from that demo, and at least from what very little I've seen of Snake Eater, it looks like it's just a remaster rather than like a remake. At least that's the vibe that I got, is that they're going, that's crazy that you saw that. They're going like totally faithful with it. Mechanically and such. And I like to think that they're not going to touch the story. They're supposedly using all the old assets. I heard about that they're just going to reuse like all the old voice recordings from the original version. So I think it is going to be more of a remaster rather than a remake. At least from what I saw, it looks like it's just going to be Metal Gear Solid 3, but we made it in Unreal Engine. Like, we made it look good. Oh, shit. I didn't really think about this. I wasn't thinking far enough ahead. Again, it's been like a month and a half. To give myself some credit. With the 2D games, I don't know. I don't feel like they would remaster the 2D games. Ow. That really hurt. Whoa. I can't fight that with a pistol. I'm dead. I don't entirely mind, because now I'm sitting here. And yeah, I can't go up that way yet, because I have to beat the hind. Would I play a remake? I would, even if they were still 2D. I like the 2D games. I don't love the 2D games, but I like the 2D games. So I would play them even if they were still just like a 2D remaster, just like new sprite work and stuff. But that's kind of the thing, is that I don't see them remastering these games in 2D, because I don't think it would sell. I don't think they could like sell these as individual products nowadays. I feel like only the most hardcore Metal Gear fans would actually buy it. This game still looks okay, has to be said. It does look okay. I'll give it that. It doesn't look bad. They say swamp is dangerous because you will drown. But a big truck ran over there. You believe me? You can go under the tables there for cover, but I was quickly realizing... There it is. God damn it. Oh, here we go. I was quickly realizing that I don't have like a rocket launcher or anything to fight the hind with. I literally only have my pistol. So I need to go find something. Oh, the swamp. How's the volume, by the way? Does it go further? Why do I feel like it... Cheeky bastards. It's okay, I got this. Can you imagine a big cargo truck doing this if I can barely do it? Okay. Oh, shit. Like, this is a skinny-ass path for a truck to be going down. Just saying. Snake can barely walk across it in a straight line. Oh my god. It's not a bad gimmick one time. The painful part is that I can tell you that we are definitely going to do this more than one time. From experience. Oh god. Where is it? Does it go further down? Oh, it does. I don't know how I slipped off of it before. What does 100%ing it mean? Yeah, I'm doing all the trophies like as the for the early games, the Master Collection defines them. But then later on, I think with like the PS3 games that don't have like a Master Collection yet, they either, I'm pretty sure, right? Would Metal Gear Solid 4? I mean, I'm still a good few games from that, but I think that would have had achievements, right? In 2008? Maybe not. Is it 8? Why does it feel like it's later? 8 or 9? Arcade Quest is a great way to learn a new character if you're serious about being a Panda player. Bro, I am so serious about being a Panda player. Although I was talking with a friend of mine, and I also kind of want to pick up King now. I kind of want to pick up like half the characters in the game, to be honest with you, but trucks go in and out many times. It does now? Okay. Because I know, like, I can never remember exactly when achievements came to be a thing with PS3. I know it was a little later into its life. And then just some games did get them added, like, retroactively, some didn't. But yeah, I guess starting there, then, what's it? We'll have achievements to go off of, even if the very likely chance of Master Collection Volume 2 not even being out by then occurs. We can work with it. The spin-offs is where things get a little weirder. Because, like, Snake's Revenge is in the Master Collection. 2009. But it doesn't have any achievements. But so far, like, the 2D games, the original Snake's Revenge and this, it's like all that there really is just, like, one playthrough. And then the boss rush mode with, like, the re-release of MGS1, and I don't think it's in this version of did I just say MGS? Of Metal Gear 1. And then this version of Metal Gear 2, I don't think is going to have the boss rush mode. Because I like playing the original version, which now that I'm thinking about it, those versions are gonna have less content more often, so I don't know what I'm gonna do. Maybe later on I'll start doing re-releases instead of the original, but we've started this now. A guest? Haven't had a guest in a long time. This boss. You have arrived at a good time. I was just going for a run. Text scroll returns. It's so slow. I'm Running Man, the fastest mercenary in the world. Watch. This is my favorite part. Or when you go through it again. No, I can do it. It's just a pain in the ass. See? Fast, huh? Let's move on to the main part. Hear the tone? It's nerve gas. If you beat me before the gas gets you, you'll survive. A race against time. Let's go. Oh boy. The red. Okay, wait. Does the gas... Oh, the gas mask does help a lot here. This guy's kind of simple. If you just look at the map, you can see he's just trying to stay like as far from me as possible. So we just stick these down. Bunch of these. And then we send him through the gauntlet. I hope he hits that one. He hit that one. Holy flashing light. Okay. And he iframed through the other two. Okay. I can send him back if I turn around. That'll work. That'll work. I don't have a lot of time. Oh wait, he doesn't have much health left though. Okay. Okay. Come on through. Gas is starting to kill me. Oh wait. He might have a good amount of health left. I honestly don't know. At this point, I'm really not sure. Because I think that the flashing light is changing based on like the alarm color lighting up the screen red. I don't think that was actually like his, oh, that's the higher pitched tone though. Well, I'm gonna need the rations. Send him back. There. The gas immediately stops. It's all fine. Don't worry about it. My fastness turned against me. I didn't know that was gonna be a question. What's your name? Snake. Solid Snake. Snake. A cheetah defeated by a snake. Why? Raced to death, maybe. He blows up. I was laughing about how cheesy it is, like in a good way. I like the cheese in these games a lot. But I was already laughing at the cheese of race to death, maybe. The question made it funny to me, and then he just blows up. Oh, never change, Metal Gear. Never change. My fastness. I love Metal Gear. The explosion caught me off guard. I was not ready. Even though I played it. Aha. I love the key card swapping, but hold on. There were a lot of missiles here some time ago, but they moved them to factory at west side of first floor. Missiles, you say? I really, really hate men with guns. Now, some of you might be wondering, what's with all the children? It's a great question. Get the landmine back? Oh shit, you think it's still in there? It's probably not, to be honest. I don't need it. There's plenty more to come, because I'm gonna have to cross that desert a good few times. That wasn't a bad idea. I kind of forget that I can go and grab them back by just crawling. That isn't much of a stretch. I think it's supposed to be like, oh, a snake caught a cheetah. Maybe, I don't know. It's hard to say because this game originally only got a Japanese release. So playing the original release with a translation is a little finicky. The translation isn't great. It's a fan translation for the original release. It's mostly pretty good. It has some weird moments. It has some weird stuff like that where I'm like, I'm not sure if that's exactly what it said originally, but it gets the job done. I get the point. Japanese to English and vice versa is really hard to translate between. Like in a... What's the word I'm looking for? In a believable fashion? Not believable. In a way that sounds natural. That's a good way to put it. Like in either language. If you're trying to go from Japanese to English, if you direct translate, things go all out of whack. Especially if you direct translate. But even then, like you kind of need to improvise and like fill in gaps. Because if you direct translate like a Japanese sentence, like a statement, it's gonna come out all sorts of weird. Like if you were to translate directly me saying like my name is Cole, it would come out as it would be my name Cole it is, would be like the direct translation of saying it in Japanese. Like the translation stuff gets kind of weird, and it's just a lot of genuinely rewriting it. Sentence structure is totally different. Yeah, completely different. And like questions, if you were asking someone, like let's just take that exact sentence, right? And take this all with a grain of salt, because my Japanese is awful. I've barely been working on it for much time at all. But if you were to take that exact sentence, like my name is Cole, and turn it into a question and be like, is your name Cole? You would say literally, your name Cole it is. Like that would be the question. In Japanese, you would say the exact same sentence, but there's a particle it's called, so a character that you'd put at the end. It's ka. And it just literally turns a sentence into a question if you say ka at the end. So translation between the two gets really weird, which leads to a lot of gems in game localization. I could talk about all of my favorite Japanese games with terrible translations for hours, and I have before on stream because, man, some of them are rough. There's like the famous ones, like all your bases belong to us. Okay. It's a really weird stretch to try to move and hit the punch button on the keyboard with one hand. We're just gonna slip through here. Uh-oh. Come on. Do they know? They know. Son of a bitch. I thought if I killed that guy and I was quick enough, I'd be able to get into it, but... Oh, Jesus. We're going. There's that hidey hole on the other side of the first floor. They feature stuff like that all the time. I haven't heard of that. Oh, shit. Ow. Why are there so many of you all of a sudden? There were not this many before. Oh, shit. I couldn't even get under there if I tried. There's tables up here. Trying to get under something is like the dominant strat for escaping in this game. Oh, there's not a table up here. Shit. Oh. Okay, this is a bit of a shit show. I'm out. I am glad that for the review series, though, and for the stream, to a certain degree, that I opted for the original MSX release of this game, because it has a lot of like oddities and quirks. Oh, Did You Know Gaming? I've seen some of their stuff. I didn't process the abbreviation. I have definitely seen some Did You Know Gaming, but I'm glad that I went with the MSX release of this game because it has so many weird, like, retcons and just changes made in reference to it in later games, as well as funny translation. But there's a character later in the game, not spoilery, just for sake of example. There's a character later on in this game named Natasha in this release of it, in the OG Japanese version, that later on, every English translation and re-release of this game renamed that character to Gustava. And I shit you not, Some people might already know what's coming because of it, but they changed her name to avoid confusion with the character from Metal Gear Solid, Natasha. Because they would, back to back in these two games, have a Natasha and a Natasha, and they're two completely different people. They are not the same person. So they just changed her name to Gustava in all later versions of this game. This is the only one where she has her original name. A lot of the codec characters got their names changed too, I think. Hold on. Can I free my mouse? Or, yeah, there we go. I was like, let me out, please. I'm pretty sure that Joseph Norden, yeah, he had his name changed too. I actually have no idea why his name was changed. I don't remember. He, in all the later re-releases, got changed to Johan Jacobson. But I have no idea why they changed it. I wonder if I can find it. Is it gonna be in the behind the scenes section? No, there's no like given reason as to why his name changed in the translated re-releases. It's just his name is different for some reason. Tapping back in does not make the screen go black. We're good. Okay, red key card. Thank God I know that this exists. I got up to like key card level 6 when I played for the first time before I ever found this, because I'm kind of dumb. And I just never checked this door. But the colored key cards are a godsend in a pre-Metal Gear Solid world. I think up here is where that kid said the rockets are. He said like West Side Factory on the first floor. What emulator? Open MSX. She can lecture me on nuclear disposal any day. I thought that was hilarious when I was doing like the research stage for this video. And I came across the fact that the character Natasha was changed because in Metal Gear Solid there was a character named Natasha. And they didn't want people to get confused between the two of them. Which, I mean, fair enough, but at the same time, how did they end up using basically the same name twice? Like, what was Kojima doing with the names? That he ended up having a Natasha and a Natasha back to back. But hello, Aniket, as well. Ooh. Ammo doesn't sound too bad. Is this? Oh, it absolutely is. How many stingers is that? 6? How many can I carry? I don't think it will be worth the item farm, since it's jankier in this game to farm it. I might want more than 6. Solid Snake and Naked Snake. You know, fair enough. Because there's what, like, trying to remember off of what I've heard. I think there's like 4 or 5 snakes in the entire run of the series. How does it work in this game? How does what work? The stinger? Oh, the item farming. The item farming. Okay. Sorry. Brain go burr. The way it works is instead of just dipping in and out of the room, anytime that you hit a load zone, you will, you'll respawn all the items that are like hard set in the map. So like this screen. Anytime you hit something that triggers the loading screen, when you go back, everything will have reset. So I can see how many stingers I can get by doing this. I don't think I really am curious enough to go all the way, but I might want to go and grab another 6 if I can, just in case. You know, I'm prone to make mistakes in the heat of a boss fight, so I want to be a little safe. It's better to grab it now than to die and then come back and then run back over there and try again. I don't even know if that camera can see me over here, to be honest. But yeah, the reason I want to farm it at least once more is just because of the helicopter fight. I have no rations. Do I know where any rations are? Oh, actually, you know what I didn't do? Oh, 6 is the max. Okay, I can only carry 6. Turns out, I should probably check the... yeah, I should check like the 2nd, 3rd, 4th floor. The 2nd floor... Shit. The 2nd floor, I'm not sure if there's anything left up there, like any doors that I didn't open. There might be, but I kind of have a feeling that there's not. 3rd and 4th floor, I know there's a lot that I haven't been able to open yet. So with a new key card, I should probably take a quick trip up there. Oh, badass. I was hoping this would work. The enemies do drop them, but it's a lot less frequent. All right. Crisis averted. 4 snakes. I'm sure that it won't get convoluted at all. Not one bit. And not that I would really mind all that much, because I always like just picking apart and joking about stuff like that for review series stuff. Like there's that one clip from one of the later, yeah, it was the Armored Core 5 video in that series, which was like the 14th review for Armored Core at that point, for anyone who just doesn't know anything about it. I'm 14 reviews deep, and it's the 3rd like separate continuity for the series at the same time. So I'm talking about like how Armored Core 5 is still the same timeline as Armored Core 4. And someone took a clip of me being like, oh, thank God that, you know, there's only 3 timelines, because a 4th one is really the last thing that I need at this point. And then I say, oh wait, and cut to like some B-roll of Armored Core 6, which started a 4th separate continuity for the series. And they like clipped that and put it on like the Armored Core Reddit. And it mixed reactions to it, because there are a lot of people in that community who have a theory that there are no separate timelines and it's all one big timeline that just are kind of like separated by long gaps in time. Like long enough gaps that, you know, the technology like shifts and gets forgotten and stuff like that across games. It's a fun theory. It's not one that I think is legit, but it's one that's actually pretty fun to entertain. Why can I not punch you? Oh. Copium. It's a little bit of a copium theory, but it is a fun theory. In which game does Trouser Snake pop up? Trouser Snake is my favorite. That's my favorite snake. Does that guy come all the way down here? Thank God for the radar across screens. If this was one of the earlier games, like, you know, the first or Snake's Revenge, I would have just run straight into that guard unknowingly. The radar was huge. I've heard about that one before. I came across that when I was looking into like the development of the first game and like interviews that Kojima did about it. And him saying that it was never intended to be a stealth game, but it kind of just came about because of the MSX. That's the early gaming stuff that's always more interesting, because nowadays you don't get a whole lot of like, oh, we had this vision for the game, but the tech just couldn't, like, the technology for it wasn't there. Because nowadays, the technology for it's there. Like, there's a way. But when you go back to like 80s, 90s, early 2000s even, you get a lot of like really creative workarounds for stuff. Even smaller things. Like Metal Gear Solid 1. I know one of the optimizations that they made in that game, because I saw someone showcase it on Twitter like years ago. And a comment recently reminded me of it. I had forgotten about this, but I had seen it a long time ago. In Metal Gear Solid 1, there's a lot of areas that have like real-time reflections in the floor. Like if there's like a water puddle that has reflections, like you can see the room and you can see like the guards walk over it. You can see Snake walk over it in the reflection, everything. But the PS1 wasn't capable of doing reflections. It just didn't have the hardware for it. So what's actually happening every time that you see something like that in that game is they've used a transparent floor material, and they have literally duplicated the entire upper room upside down underneath that floor material. And they have like a duplicate guard patrolling the exact same way as the first one. They have two models of Snake that are like their feet are touching and the one under is upside down. And like there's an entire duplicate scene running under a transparent floor beneath you whenever you see those reflections. And it's a crazy, crazy workaround, but it's really cool. Like, I saw that years ago and I was like, holy shit. That is one of the coolest workarounds for something like that I've ever seen. I don't think I need to go this way, actually. I think I got everything from like that side of the floor. I don't know exactly where I want to go. I can't go that way. Oop. Hold on. Huh? The letter G. Thank you. Thank you, Streamlabs, for protecting us. We appreciate it. I haven't seen a lot of Metal Gear Solid 2 yet. We'll get there. But from what I've seen, it's 2001, right? Because that's crazy. If I'm remembering right, and it's 2001. What did DS say? He was like mid-typing the message, but he hit enter by accident, and it sent the first letter, or sorry, it just sent the letter G on its own. And the bot, with certain like singular letters to prevent spam, will do like those little 30-second timeouts, so that if it's a malicious spam, the mods can get to it real quick while the person is prevented from just like spamming the chat full of shit. But sometimes it just randomly triggers on a typo like that when it's no big deal, which is why it's a 30-second. Because 30 seconds is like, it's enough that if mods need to do something, they've got time. But if it's nothing, like 30 seconds, it's not bad. because the default timeout on YouTube is 5 minutes. So if it was triggering a 5-minute timeout, then we would have a problem. 3-year dev cycle? Jesus Christ. Although it was different back then. Like, I hear 3-year dev cycle now, having only been around like the modern industry, and I'm like, 3 years is cutting it. Like, you're kind of, that's not a lot of time. But back then, that was a good amount of time. It wasn't like an insane amount of time, but it was definitely... It was a solid amount of time. I feel like I can't even say the word solid when I stream these games. It always is just unintentional puns, and I hate it. I hate it so much. Ooh, we zoom. So I guess there was nothing on floor 3 that got opened by the level 3 card. It's all level 4 or above. Since I'm here, I might as well check the 4th floor. Three years seemed like a lot then and like nothing now. It really, nowadays in the industry, 3 years, you're like, wow, only 3 years? If it's a good game, that is, right? Like, if just for sake of example, like Tekken 8 that just came out and is great and feature rich and bug free. Like, if that had come out and it was like a 3-year dev cycle, you'd be like, oh my God, how did they do it? But back then that was like, yeah, 3 years. That was about the average dev cycle, I feel like. In the 90s, it was like 2.5 years was like the normal dev cycle. And don't even get me started on the 80s. Because the 80s was genuinely like, you had so many games in the 80s that were just churning out a new entry like once a year. They were just boom, 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 boom. Final Fantasy, anyone? Anyone ever notice how the first, like, what's it? The first 8 Final Fantasy games are all in the span of like 11 years? And then from that point to now, because 16 just came out, right? Yeah, I haven't played Final Fantasy. Now we've gotten another 8 games, first 9, Jesus Christ. But yeah, like first 9 games took like 11, 12 years. Now from that point, it's been like 25 years and we've gotten another 7 games. Things slowed down a lot. And even then, like, Final Fantasy kind of churns them out compared to a lot of series nowadays. There's still a lot of Final Fantasy releases. Oh yeah, not counting Remake, that's right. So I guess another 8. Another 8 games in that amount of time. You know what I just realized? Today is a day where I can get away with it, but I only just realized that I've been sitting here like, YouTube keeps warning me that my bitrate is higher than they support. What's going on? Like, I always use this bitrate. Because my OBS is set up to stream at 1440p. But whenever I set up a YouTube stream, I have to enter my custom stream key that's actually built to support 1440p because by default, YouTube doesn't. I mean, they do, but you have to like have a special thing set up for it. It's not just like out of the box. YouTube is just like, yeah, stream to us in 2K. I forgot to put in that stream key. I forgot to enter the special key. We're in 1080 today, boys. Only 1080. Anyone could suggest something, and like 4+ made it into the game. Development of Metal Gear Solid as a whole is fascinating. Well, I'm generally fascinated by like auteur stuff. So, ooh, ow, ow. So just looking into like Kojima stuff with the series specifically, even for me, I'm just like, is 2K a premium thing? No, I don't have YouTube Premium. You can watch a stream in 1440 as long as I'm streaming in it. It's just that today I forgot to stream in it because I forgot one part of the setup that I need to do for it. Miguel, thank you for the sub. Appreciate it. And now I feel stupid because there's no way to change it unless I made a whole new stream now that we're going. But that's fine. Of all the games for me to be streaming in lower quality, Metal Gear 2 kind of works out. We're not exactly pushing the limits of live video encoding here. We're really, you know, it's a pretty simple looking game. Okay. This guy, it's kind of awkward to get up there. Maybe if I do this. What if I just crawl up behind this fella? I don't remember what's in the trucks. Oh, I went under the truck. I should have known that that would happen. I didn't think of it. For MGS1, they designed the map with Legos. I came across something like that where there was some story, allegedly. I think it was with MGS1. But there's some like old story from its development where one section of the game was like smaller than it was originally planned to be or something because Kojima ran out of Legos while building it. So he just kind of had to make do with that, with what he had. I read something like that while I was looking into stuff. I came across the Lego thing, which is hilarious. Because nowadays we just gray box it. Just open up a new map in the engine and just boop, 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 put down untextured boxes everywhere and block it out. But I guess back then it wouldn't have been as simple on like a PS1 dev kit to do that as it is. Okay, I don't remember exactly how the stinger works. Oh yeah, okay. Hold on. Get me under something. Get me safe. So it stops me from moving while I have it equipped. And I have to like fire it using the map. I don't think that's gonna work. Call me crazy. Oh, sweet Jesus. I hope I don't have to hit it too many times. Oh, I was ahead of it that time. Beautiful. Is 3 enough? Ow, 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 ow. We should probably have rations equipped anyway. Here we go. We run back. Oh, wait. Shit. Squeaky sand. Ran out of Lego while designing the map. Then on his birthday, his coworkers gifted him Lego, and then the map was completed. Oh, okay. Because I came across some Lego story, and I couldn't remember exactly what it was. It's simpler than what I remembered, but that sounds about right. Could one of you guys, like, give me an opening here? Give me something to work with, maybe? Oh, that's crazy. That is some wild seeing me through the truck bullshit. I'm out. The landmines aren't back. Thank God. I was worried for a second. Get me out. God damn. 3 times? Oh, Jesus. It's weird to time it, right? Like, using the mini-map and trying to, like, get ahead of it. And then I guess you have to hit at least 4 of the 6 that you can carry. I don't think I ran out the first time I played. Somehow. It's actually kind of wild looking back at it that I managed to kill it. It must be 4. There's no way. Because if not, I would have had to hit 5 of the 6 stinger shots on my first try, first playthrough. There's no way that I did that, considering that I just now only hit 3 on the second playthrough. It's probably 4 shots to kill it. But yeah, this was what I was talking about in the video, for those who have seen it and who maybe haven't played Metal Gear 2 themselves. There's just a lot of backtracking in this game. It's definitely the most out of the Metal Gear games that I've played up to this point. I don't know if any of them get like really bad with it, but for sure, this game notably has a lot of backtracking, which I like backtracking. My favorite game series ever is Resident Evil. I'm totally cool with backtracking, but there's like a happy middle ground with backtracking. You want some, you don't want a lot. Can it be considered Metroidvania? This is a can of worms that I'm not sure if I want to get into. It really, it's debated, because like it definitely has some qualities of it, right? And Kojima, clearly at the very least was a Castlevania fan. Like, I know that there are a couple instances in these games of him referencing Castlevania. The platforming aspect. Yeah, like platforming is typically a part of it. But there is a lot of like that DNA in this. The codec doesn't help. That is true. In this game, the codec is, or in Metal Gear 1 and this game, and Snake's Revenge, the codec is a lot more barren than in the later entries. Like Metal Gear Solid 1, Ghost Babel had a lot. I was doing the whole, you know, milk the codec for everything it's worth thing when I was doing the Ghost Babel video. There was a lot in Ghost Babel, like probably just as much as in MGS1. If not, maybe a little more. There was a ton in that codec. But also I might not have found everything in the MGS1 codec. That's more than likely. What's the max? Is 20 the maximum? Am I just sitting at the maximum? That's the pause button? Yeah, okay. Oh God, not Game Boy Max Payne. Sorry, there was a running bit in my chat for a while about Game Boy Advance Max Payne. I have not played it though. It was like PTSD seeing that pop up. I haven't played many Game Boy games like since I was a kid. Oh God. Get me up there. I'm trying. I'm stuck. There we go. Can I crawl through quickly enough? There's a ration in that truck though. I have to. I need it. I need it. I don't care what it costs me. But like recently, shit. If I run straight for the boss fight, do you think it will cancel the alert? It did. That was a bit of a long shot, but it worked out. Ow. Okay, equip the rations. I feel like now I've got it. Maybe that one. That one hit. That one was a miss. Oh, ow, ow, ow. That was way too... Oh, that's bullshit that didn't hit. What? We go again. We're doing it live. Jesus Christ. Okay. Oh, sweet. He had to be looking that way, and I just had to not be careful enough. 2 times. We do it again. That hurts a little bit. One more and you're me. How did I do it the first time? I must have just been like so careful with it that I managed to get by like super easily. Wait, what? I wish they could recreate the docks under the guise of a Lego City illegal fishing op. Huh? I feel like this might just go over my head because I never played Lego City. Was there illegal fishing in Lego City? We don't have today's question. Oh shit, we don't. Anyone have a question of the day? A poll, perhaps? I'll take 6 bullets. 6 bullets doesn't sound too bad. Just move right along. Okay. Super sneaky. The docks from MGS1. I'm more confused about the Lego City part. I eventually put together the MGS1 like opening, but secondary MGS character? Who would the secondary characters would be like? I'm trying to think. Meryl. Oh shit! I'm getting spotted. Meryl. At least from what I played, like Kris Jenner, which. I held back on making the joke in the Ghost Babble video, but thankfully the comments got my back on that one. With the fact that there's literally just a character named Kris Jenner in Ghost Babble. They just named a random character after Kris Jenner. They spelled Chris differently. Chris with a CH, but like... Huh? You're on the exact same screen. Backtracking. Isn't it wonderful? You know, who needs the rations? Clearly not me. It's not like I've burned through them anyway. The Lego City line would be a way to slip through Lego sets. Is there a meme that I am out of the loop on? Worst weapon of the franchise? Oh, dude. At least in my experience so far, I know the answer to that question. Yuck. It's the Snake's Revenge SMG. probably a slept-on pick because who the hell played that shit? You know, me and like 4 other people, but that's gotta be it. That thing is awful. How many of those do you have left? This is the 4th can. So, although this is the peach flavor again, Ryan, I don't know if you've been around. What were the other ones? I tried the punch one was one of the other ones, and watermelon was the other one. I was trying to think. It was fruit punch and watermelon were the other flavors of sparkling tea. I can't believe that the packaging is genuinely so bad that like you wouldn't know that this was actually just tea in a can. I had no idea that's what I was buying until I tasted it. And I thoroughly, like, I did a whole breakdown of the packaging on stream before I sipped it. And even then, it still caught me by surprise when I sipped and I was like, oh my God, that is tea. I was like, that's not an energy drink, that's green tea. Sounds so gross. The watermelon one is the best of them. I've tried each, I tried one of each now. The watermelon is the best of them. And it's not because it's particularly great or anything, but it's just because the watermelon flavoring in that one is like overpowering to the point where you honestly don't even taste the tea a whole lot. It's still weird. It's still not good, but it's the best just because the watermelon flavor is so forward. It's so like the dominant flavor that the whole it's tea in disguise thing doesn't come into effect. Oh, dude, I can just do this. We can just slip between the screens. There. Thank God. Of the MGS runway. Like the timeline for videos. MGS 2 is soon. It is the full extent of my comment there. And then MGS 3, I know. Well, okay, so after the MGS 1 video, a lot of people were like, oh man, MGS 2 video is gonna be so good. I can't wait. And then I had to be over here and I'm like, you guys, I want to play Metal Gear Solid 2, but there's a Game Boy game. There's another one of those before MGS 3. Not a Game Boy game. Not specifically, but there's another, like, there's something in between. Not to be overly cryptic with it, but I'm very strictly release order. And there's one between 2 and 3. Some people will know. Other people will now be Googling it, probably. But, yeah, if you know, you know. Acid on PSP? I think Acid is after 3. I think Acid will be the video right after 3. Hold on, let me check. Because I could be remembering wrong. I'm checking on my phone real quick. And then I'm gonna check the codec to see if there's anything new to get out of it. Yeah, Acid is after 3. Acid will be the video just after MGS 3. Same year. Hold on. How do those releases compare? Like timeline. Hold on. November 2004 and December 2004. They were a month apart. MGS on Game Boy. That one is Ghost Babel. That one went up on Monday. It's on the channel. And it did surprisingly well. Because I was like... I wasn't expecting much out of it. I kind of thought it was just, you know, for sake of being thorough. I didn't expect the video to do super well, but people liked that one a lot. Oh, Supplies may not be sufficient, so plan ahead. Over. Well, I mean, okay. I was like, he didn't tell me to call Miller, but it's not a whole lot anyway. More you sweat, less you bleed. Oh god, it's this one. He said this one before, but let me just... Swift, thank you for the sub, by the way, but... Let's just take this one in again, because this one is great. The more you sweat, the less you bleed. The more you weep, less game overs. Over. I still don't know what he means by that. I still don't understand what he's even trying to say to me. Metal Gear Solid video kind of popped off. Kinda. I was talking about it yesterday. Yesterday is when the Metal Gear Solid video crossed into being the most viewed video on the channel outside of the Ship of Harkinian setup video from like 2 years ago or whatever. Twin Snakes. Someone got it. Ding, ding, ding. That's the game between MGS 2 and 3. So, we got there. But yeah. The MGS 1 video... Hold on, I'm on YouTube Studio on my phone right now. Just so that I don't have to tab out of the game. It's beaten the most viewed for people who have been around for a while. Everyone else will be like, what is he yapping about? But for people who have been around, the MGS video right now is 8,000 views ahead of the most viewed Armored Core video of that entire series. And what if I told you it's not dead yet? The Metal Gear Solid video is still actually trending upwards. It hasn't even slowed down yet at this point. It's been like a steady video. Well, okay. Here, let me pull up the graph. Is only 2 weeks old too. Yup. Let me tab out. We'll do that. We'll do the thing. We'll do the thing. I'm pulling up the numbers. Here. Visual graph. It's freaking out because the emulator runs in full screen. Just in case anyone is like, what is happening right now? That's what's happening. Here. We have the graph. Okay? So here's what happened with the Metal Gear Solid video, performance-wise, right? As you can see, video releases, right? And it kind of just meanders, doesn't really do a whole lot, because up to this point, for people who are new, Metal Gear Solid was the 4th video in the review series. The first 3, none of them did very good for my channel even. Like, they were all pretty slow videos, but I was like, I want to play these games and review them, so I'm still doing them. I'm still doing them. Metal Gear Solid 1 video. It's a 36-minute video. I crammed it in... Well, I played the game, and then I had 5 weeks to write, record voiceover, edit the whole thing, everything. So I crammed this 36-minute endeavor into, like, 5 days. And I uploaded it, and it kind of just meandered a bit. And I was like, oh, that's fine. I wanted to do this. A passion project sort of thing. Then this is like day 3. These numbers down here, these are the amount of days since upload. So right here is like day 3. And that's when it just spiked super hard. And here, I can hover over on the other monitor and grab the numbers. When that spike starts, the video is at 1,500 views. When that spike ends, like right about here, let's say, when it starts to like clearly slow down, Not really like fully end, but when it starts to slow down, it's at like 16,000. So that's a big jump. And then it kind of slowed down for a bit, but as you can see, it starts to curve back up again. And it's still going up. Like this thing still is just kind of sitting there, getting a few thousand a day. Which I haven't had a video be this active for this long. Outside of like the one time that I made that PC Ocarina of Time setup video. But that thing is still active just because it's like front page of Google sort of thing. This one just lives in YouTube and does this, which is new for me. Also, the watch time on this video is ridiculous. Anyone who knows YouTube stuff, the watch time requirement for a channel to get into the partner program, like to get monetized on YouTube, is you have to get 4,000 hours of watch time across the channel in a year. This video alone has gotten 7,000 hours of watch time in 2 weeks. How long is 7,000 hours? If we were to put that into like days, let's just say 7,100. I could actually, where's the exact number? Just for fun. It's 7,155. Just for fun. Oh my God. That's almost a year of watch time. Yeah, that's like 10 months of watch time. About just under 10 months of watch time. Half-hour videos be like that. Yeah, I talked about it a lot over the last week too. I have a fear of how long the Metal Gear videos will get near the end. Even going forward, like knowing that like even MGS2, I've looked at the how long to beat so that I can like schedule out production and stuff, right? Like get an idea of how long I should expect to spend on it sort of thing. That game is longer than Metal Gear Solid 1, so if I do the same formula, it's gonna be a long video. And then, looking way forward, I've seen how long it apparently takes to beat Metal Gear Solid 5, Phantom Pain. No one's answering their goddamn codec. No one. Keep thinking about Metal Gear Solid 4 in this regard. I can't wait, but it's gonna be a multi-parter. These videos are gonna get way too long. Way longer than they have any right to be. MGR Raiden versus Atom Smasher. That's a good question. B2 ration. I only have a B2. Now I'm a little worried. I thought that I had plenty of rations stocked up. Oh, I'm under the truck. For a second, I was really confused how we got back here. Uh-oh. Oh my God, he immediately came back. It took no time to sit over there. If I just knock everyone out. Damn. This is such, like, after playing Metal Gear Solid, it feels weird to come back to this just because, like, you run up to the locked door to the next area. And, like, my Metal Gear brain is now trained for, like, Campbell to call me and just be like, hey, the door's locked, you need to do this. Like, look for another way in, get a key card, get a uniform, who knows what, right? Who knows what. I'm so used to Campbell calling me and being like, hey, you can't get in right now because you need to do this. Here, nothing. It's just like, oh, door locked. What's a man to do? What is a man to do? People nowadays complain about the quirks of old games, but you are just so good at reviewing these games. Oh, complain about... Do you mean like just general 90s? Like, or I guess like quirks of the era? Maybe? Because I mean, I complain about quirks. Not to say that I don't. But if we're talking just like kind of general stuff, or even like when I do complain about things of the era that have just aged poorly, like with the first 3 games and the padding that they all have really bad padding. I'm just like, yeah, it sucks. But like, this is kind of normal. It's not fun to play now, but in the 80s, this was just kind of how games were. Uh-oh. Where did you come from? Here I am, like, methodically picking them off one at a time. Why do the bodies disappear? Does snakes punch vaporize them? Yes. We'll go with that. We will go with that. From what I've heard about twin snakes, that could honestly be canon. I've heard that twin snakes just goes completely into like anime bullshit territory. Which honestly, I'm kind of here for it. I'm ready. Of MGS1? Really? I didn't think it was bad. But maybe it's like, I thought the pacing was great in MGS1. Even though like some of the backtracking, like the sniper wolf bit was the one time that I notably was like, why? I genuinely just, as soon as they said it, I was like, why are you gonna stop me? Like mid boss encounter and just be like, hey, we need you to go back. But even then, it only took me like 5 minutes. So it wasn't that bad, at least compared to these games where the backtracking can be like 10 to 15 minutes at times. Like in the worst cases. Not all the time, but in the extreme cases, in the first couple games, it can get pretty long. I was like, yeah, this isn't that bad. Here's my call. Here's what I'm talking about. You can disguise yourself as some luggage. Use your old favorite, the cardboard box. From now on, contact me at 140.66. Okay. Over. Why did we change frequency? Hello? Hello? There you are. If you're in trouble, contact McDonald Miller. You know what? I will. I need to hear from him again. Okay, so if you ever wonder why I'm calling them twice, I'll explain in a second. Survival is a matter of mental limit. I think this one's actually new. Will to survive proves to be a key factor over. For whatever reason, and I'm really unsure what's going on with it. For some characters, if I press the up arrow key and I send a signal, I get nothing. But if I send a down arrow key signal, I'll get a response. Some of them, neither at times. And vice versa. Sometimes if I hit down, I'll get a response. If I hit up, I won't. I don't know why. I don't know if, like, I don't know what's going on. Maybe I'm stupid. It seems like they both do the same thing, but they don't. Please find Marv fast. He must be getting tortured. Over. Thanks, Master Miller. He just kind of says random shit in this game. It's kind of fun. Because some of his quotes are wild. Box taken. I was going to say, I don't think I have the box, but that solves the problem. Oh, yeah. Now we're gaming. Now this is a Metal Gear game. Officially. Everyone knows that the single most important prerequisite, nailed it, is cardboard box. The box is most iconic. That was a good question of the day. But then apparently I was informed that not every game has cigarettes. Every game I've played up to this point has cigarettes, but I was told that not every single one does. Oh, I guess Ghost Babel doesn't. It does, but Snake, I was discovered and caught. Help. I succeeded to contact Dr. Marv, then this happened. Where? Your location? Don't know. I was blindfolded. Tower building, I guess. Yes. Snake, the noises. From the left, an elevator. A pump-like noise from the right. From fore and behind, sounds like water streaming. Water, pump, elevator. I've got a sound map now. They failed to notice my wireless, but hurry. Okay. Master Miller's so useless in this game. You know what? Let's check in with Master Miller real quick. You guys might call him useless, but more you sweat, less you bleed. More you weep, less game over. Over. If that's useless, I don't know what's helpful. Frankly, I got a lot out of that. I don't know what you're talking about. I like that he just spits out like the weirdest, like they're supposed to be words of wisdom, but half the time I don't even understand what he's trying to tell me. Like that one, I'm still trying to wrap my head around what he means. I have no idea. I have no idea. Wait, can this one go down? Oh, no. I remember the tower building being a little confusing at first. I gotta like mentally map this place out again. The only MGS games without SIGs are exceptions. Oh, SIGs are part of Snake's character. I missed the first part. But wait. I have played one Metal Gear game that doesn't have cigarettes. I lied. But it's a technicality. Ghost Babel, the Game Boy game. It's called Ghost Babel in Japan. It's just called Metal Gear Solid Game Boy, like in the West. That game has smokers, which are these small sticks that produce smoke. They're not cigarettes. They're definitely not cigarettes. E for everyone rating and all that, but smokers. So I kind of lied. I have played one that doesn't have them. They buried the doorways here. Buried? If you hit the wall, you can hear where they used to be. And we're wall smacking again. I can see on my map. Hold on. I think I found it. Oh, hold on. I have to approve a message. I had to close my notepad with all the signals, or sorry, frequencies on it. Mistranslation or intentionally fucking with you, could be either. You guys know how Kojima is. Maybe he just wanted Miller to be like incredibly overly cryptic and nonsensical. I really don't understand his little like lyrical poem about game overs. I genuinely don't. I've been trying to figure it out. supposed to be Raiden's simulation mission. I actually had no idea about that at all until after the video went up, because I didn't do the VR missions in Ghost Babel. Because I was like, oh, it's like a little side mode thing if you want to keep playing the game. You know, it's not worth covering for the video. I'll do it when I stream it. It's similar to, like, I know that technically I skipped a game on paper, at least, with like Metal Gear Solid VR missions. But I mean, it's just Metal Gear Solid again. So I was like, I'll save it for the 100% run on stream. But Ghost Babel's not canon, for the record. Because I found some conflicting shit, but then, oh, I forgot about these wires. You have no idea how long it took me to figure that out. Just running into it over and over again. It's just a theory to make it fit in Metal Gear Solid canon. Yeah. It's one of those things where I'm like, technically, it's not. But if it works, and it's fun, and it makes the game somehow fit in, I liked Ghost Babel's story. So if it can somehow fit it into the timeline, I might accept it. One-eyed uncle is kind of a father to us. He hates grown-ups. I forgot about that line. VR missions. It's not actual VR. False. It's just like a series of little like mini simulated courses almost, I guess is a good way to put it. Like little challenges. Like small kind of vertical slice gameplay segments to just run through. Oh, no. I have a plan. Hide with the child. They'll never suspect a thing. Child says truth, it's canon. Yeah, for a while, when I was in the process of playing through this game, I was really trying to think of like a good bit to include that line from the kid. Because the first time that I read that, I was just like, what? What is this kid saying exactly? The more you sweat, the less you bleed, means we should endeavor regularly for any work problem or task. Well then what's the more you weep, the less you game over? What? What a crazy detection from that guard. Uh-oh. This is bad. Oh wait, I'm carrying 2 of these rations. I can carry 2 of each now? Oh my god, I have 4 rations. This is a big moment. For a moment, I was like, if I just sit still, he'll leave. God damn it. That close. Key card. Oh, we have a problem. Child says the truth, it's canon. One-eyed uncle hates grown-ups. Only likes children, I guess. Only likes spending time with kids. It's a really weird statement to have thrown in there. To have a kid just be like, one-eyed uncle is like a father to me. He doesn't like grown-ups. Oh, the camera. God damn it. The first time I was just like, what are we talking about? Kojima? It's weird, right? Not just me. Not just me. The kid literally says it. The kid just outright is like, one-eyed uncle. Doesn't like adults, only likes hanging out with us. It's weird. It's really weird. I wonder if they retconned that. Does that ever come back, chat? Don't explain it if it does. Just a yes or no will suffice. Does this ever come back? Is there any expansion on the one-eyed uncle? If you know the lore. Okay, that's a yes. Whoa. Hard to say. Just go down. Ah, son of a bitch. I'm clearly very stealthy. So maybe it comes back. Man, that tea is awful. Oh, this one does go down. Oh, just B1. We're not going down like 20 floors. I'll take it. Is B1... yes. Okay, it is what I was thinking. If I step into the water, there's a strong current. So let's not. Someone playing through the games in chronological order, and you go from MGS5 to the MSX games. Yeah, I saw some people saying, like, before I even did it, and I never really planned on doing chronological, but I was, like, curious, right? Like, would it maybe be a good way to do it? And a lot of people were like, yes, play the Metal Gear games in chronological order. But now I'm like, man, if you started with, like, one of the PS2 games, and then you played, like, the newest game, and then you played the MSX game, it would feel so weird. It would feel so weird. And also, generally, like, when series like this are super out of order, timeline-wise, release order, I mean. Sorry. When the release order is not even close to the chronological order. That's what I mean. There's still merit to going through it in release order because, like, that's how the story was told. It was told in that order to begin with, right? So I still am a big advocate of release order regardless of, like, chronology. I once played the games like that because I'm so used to all of the canon games. Was it weird? Like, jarring, even? You can see the things floating in it, not moving. They might be chained down. The mines. Genuinely. Sorry. Hey, are you a friend of that blonde girl? Yes. Yes, I am. Oh, that's where the bombs were. The blast bombs. Oh, they're called plastic bombs in here. Oh, was it plast? Was it abbreviated? It might have been plast. I read it as blast bomb. We just run up here. Oh, there's a ration over there, though. Hello, child. One-eyed uncle told me to watch for a man wearing green. I have to tell him that the girl is not here. But you see, chat. I've played this game. I will not be deceived and sent on this wild goose chase again. I won't be. See that? You hear that? They actually just have this child be like, she's not here. But then they have this hidden wall in the next room over. This pissed me off so much when I first played because I actually left. I was like, oh, they moved the hostage. Because that's a thing that these games do a lot, is they have you go somewhere to free someone, you get there, and it's like, oh, they actually got moved to the next building. So that kid said that, and I was like, oh, she got moved. And I left. And I went and, like, thoroughly explored everything else before I came back and realized that she's actually here the whole time. Anyway, thanks for your help, Snake. What's the matter? Nothing. I just didn't know you were so beautiful. This scene is so funny to me. This scene is so funny to me. Oh, unlike your imagination, we should have met earlier. About Dr. Marv, it seems he's safe. Seems? I thought you told me you contacted him. Well, I haven't met him. He's detained somewhere. He has released a carrier pigeon. It may be carrying some kind if clue. A pigeon? Where is it now? I found it, but it escaped at the last moment. It flew up the elevator shaft. To the rooftop? Perhaps. The soldiers are searching for it as well. Hey, yo. You should catch it first. It's our only clue to find Dr. Marv. A pigeon search? What are you going to do? I don't want to be a burden. And I want to collect more information as well. My value is going down these days. Hey, don't go too far. I don't want to be tapped, so I changed my frequency to 140.76. Holly White, 0.76. Okay, got it. Here, I copied a card. Card 4. Use it wisely. Bye, Snake. See you later. It's a good song on its own, but in this scene with Snake being like, I didn't know you were so beautiful. It's so funny to me, like unintentionally funny. Holly. What? We both live dangerous lives. Fuck this game. It's not certain that we'll see each other again. Then what should we say? We can always meet if we're alive. Okay, goodbye. And be careful. I can't. The fact that I need to sit here and read it out loud just makes it impossible. Like if it's a cutscene with voice acting, I can just laugh the whole way through and it doesn't break the pace of the scene. But it's so much worse when I need to read it and I can't because I'm laughing. This game, that scene has such like an unintentional comedy factor to it, and I love it. Not far off from the base in MGS3. Oh, your voice acting is butt. Put some oomph. Hey, I haven't played enough of the games that have voice acting to do a Snake voice well yet. So, you know, I'm half-assing it so that I can learn the voice over time, and then we'll get there, all right? We'll get there. Because so far, my only good Snake line is, "You have a nice butt." Because that's the one that sticks in my memory the most. That, to me, so far through the whole series, that is the single line that I have remembered more than anything else. I saw someone say it in chat a second ago. Where is it? Hold on. I 100% saw someone literally just say it. Where the hell was it? Yeah, Snake and Metal Gear Solid, I like your ass. So funny. Snake kills me with that stuff. When he's just like... That line, I actually just burst out laughing, sitting here playing by myself. No one around to hear it or anything. But Meryl just being like, "How did you know it was me?" Snake being like, "You have a nice butt." Or no, didn't he say like, "It's the way that you walk"? And she was like, "Oh, see something you like?" And he went, "Yeah, your ass." I couldn't believe that discussion, that exchange of dialogue. It was so good. It was so good. You need to have smoked a lot. Oh shit, I shouldn't be here. What's this? A trap? Exactly. It's a trap to catch a fox alive, foxhounder. Hello, Ryden. He's a man of culture. I'm Red Blaster. I'll cook you slowly with my grenades. That's not how grenades work. That's not what grenades do. Oh my god, the comments did not lie. You can actually just get back in the elevator. And I'm just a dumbass. I figured they were right. This is the first time I've actually seen it. Tier B, you know Snake is Team B. I know now that he is. I can confidently say that now. False, you definitely like the solid games, for the record. Again, I know that I've said it before, but the story in them, it strikes such a crazy balance between like wacky bullshit, like anime bullshit, and then it will like slow down and actually be serious and not be unintentionally funny. And then it will like pick back up and then it will slow down again. And then Snake will be like, "You have a nice butt." And then it will pick back up again. The story is so crazy in the salt. Like, it's the same way in the MSX games, but it's hard to recommend these to people because I feel like I can stomach old 80s game design in a way that like at least 9 out of 10 people just can't. So for me, I was like, yeah, I'll start with these and go through, because I can sit here and with like Snake's Revenge, by the halfway point of that game, I can be like, I don't really like this game, but I can finish it. I don't have a problem finishing it at that point. Especially if it's for a video. That helps a lot, obviously, but, you know. Snake, I'm a head out. Hey, I don't have grenades. I'm out. I got nothing. Oh, you son of a bitch. Like, my recommendation to people will always be like, if you think you can handle the MSX games, you should play them. It will make Solid more enjoyable, at least the first Solid. Like, it's so heavily referential of Metal Gear 1 and 2, and you could just get the general point and just have them explain the lore to you as you go. But like, I feel like if you were just going off of the few mentions of Big Boss in Metal Gear Solid, it doesn't hit the same as having played Metal Gear 2 and having actually seen Big Boss like in his prime, you know? It's just, having that context definitely makes it a lot better. But I've also said to a friend recently who I was talking to about it, you could probably just watch like a YouTube summary and get most of it. Because the MSX games, the story is good, but the story is pretty light compared to later on. To know when to be funny, when to be serious. Good media knows when to do it. Bad don't. I'm looking at you, Netflix Castlevania. Castlevania is a weird one when it comes to the writing. I know like everyone always loves the writing in Symphony of the Night, especially like the final boss monologue, where like, if you know, when I say Symphony of the Night's monologue at the end, some people who played the English release of the game are just like, oh man, it was so good. You know what else it was? Not in the Japanese release. The voice actor improvised the English version. It's completely different. The scripts are two entirely different things. The dude just entirely changed that scene. Like, not a single sentence of the monologue carried over from the original script. He just made it up as he went, and it came out with that, which makes it cool. But it's also like, you want to credit the original writers, obviously, with stories all the time. But with that, it's genuinely just like, nah, the English voice actor just kind of took over, and he was like, we can change this. We can make this better. And he did. It's not that the Japanese version of that monologue is bad, but the translated English version is significantly better. What is a man? Yeah, what is a man? That line isn't even in the Japanese game. He made up, what is a man? It's not in the Japanese game. He just came up with it on the spot. And I'm not bullshitting you. He has a great interview about it. I can't remember the guy's name. But wait, was that David Hayter? No. Hold on. Did I just not know this? That wasn't David Hayter, was it? Hold on. This is like, if that's David Hayter, hold on. No, it can't be. It can't be. Oh, he's okay. I was like, was he my brain right now. I want to say Dracula, but my brain is like, it wasn't Dracula. Was it Dracula? I think it was Dracula. Like, that's the only thing that I can think of right now. Yeah, it was Dracula. Okay. But yeah, what is a man? Nothing but a miserable pile of lies. That's only in the Western release of the game. It was. Yeah, for a second, I thought of it, and I had a hesitation, and I gaslit myself into being like, no, it's not Dracula. That's the wrong Castlevania. Secrets. It is Secrets. Remade to Lies in PvP. PSP. Regardless, it's not the original. I like Lies more. To be honest, Lies is honestly better, but... Oh, also Solid Cobra, thank you for the sub. I am yapping. My bad. Yeah, I was just bringing up an example of like, sometimes in translation, we go from minor differences to the Castlevania example where the voice actor for Dracula just entirely made up his own monologue on the spot when he went in to record it, because they threw out the original one for, I can't remember what reason they threw out the old one, like the actual source material. I have no recollection of it. I can't remember why. But it's funny because like everyone, when they talk about like the ending of Symphony of the Night, like everyone remembers, what is a man? It's just not in the game. Well, it is in the game, but it's the original writers and designers, like that's not from them. It's from the translation team. Now this is awkward because I actually wanted to go to the basement and I forgot that they are 2 separate elevators. Oh, but it reset. Let's go. Totally different story, and it's also a comedy. Yeah. Oh, that's why I was talking about it. Because the Castlevania anime, from a lot of Western or European fans, it gets a lot of shit for not being comedic enough, for like the tone feeling weird. But like the most iconic Castlevania games that kind of brought that forward, it was only in the translations from Japanese that it was even comedic at all. Like the Japanese release was not. And then I like the story of the Dracula monologue being completely just made up on the spot. I don't even feel like I've been down here. I haven't come back this way in a long time. If the red key card is getting me into stuff down here. Okay, it does say plast. It's abbreviated. Earlier I thought it said blast bomb. I'm just stupid. I'm not moving from this spot, no sir. Yeah, I like the noise. How some of them just freeze when they hear a noise. They do not move. What all can I find here? Because I think it's, I don't know. If I can get grenades down here, then that's how I keep moving forward. Oh. The submachine gun's actually good in this game, at least from what I remember. Does it have a suppressor? Silencer optional. It does have a silencer. Beautiful. I'll take it. Aha! This is where you get the grenades. My dumb ass just hadn't come down here yet. Oh, wait. No, that was a level 4 door. So you need to get Holly and then come back. Waiting for that guard to move. There he goes. The SMG shoots in a straight line, at least at the beginning. Oh, remote controlled missiles. I'm getting a lot of good shit down here. A lot of shit that I didn't have before. The OG release, for 2 and 3, I'm gonna be playing Sons of Liberty and Snake Eater. I recently got a comment from someone else who was wondering which one I would be doing. I'm gonna be doing the original release of anything that got like substantial changes. Like for Solid, some people picked up on it. Whoa, I should be dead. Some people picked up on it just from the video. With MGS1, that I was playing the PC version, not the Master Collection. A lot of people thought I was playing the Master Collection. A lot of people thought I was emulating. I don't know why people thought the Master Collection, because the Master Collection version don't look that good. But some people did pick up on, just on their own, that it was the old PC port that I used for MGS1. Simple reason being, I would have emulated the PS1 version to just get like upscaled video footage of it, which like for 2 and 3, I like 2, I already have the copy of Sons of Liberty. Like I don't have it literally with me right now, but I have a buddy of mine who lives like 20 minutes away. He's got an old PS2 copy of Sons of Liberty. I'm just gonna drive over there, bum his copy, throw it in the old disk drive, upscale it and such, through PCSX2. Good footage. I assumed it was emulation. I can see why a lot of people assumed emulation, because like it looks the same. It effectively is the same game, except for like very minor things, which some people picked up on the very minor things. And honestly, one of the minor things was actually an oversight from me when I wrote the video. I meant to bring up the Mantis fight controller stuff and like the Hideo screen and all that. I genuinely intended to write that all down and talk about it in the video, but I just didn't because it wasn't in my notes. Like when I was writing the script, I was writing from my notes and I just didn't think of it. And I somehow got through the entire production process without realizing that it wasn't in there. Water here is very cold. If you stay in too long, you catch a cold. Thank you, small child, who is wandering through the sewers of this facility. I appreciate the heads up. Still have my PS2 copies. I prefer them over emulation. Yeah, I always source a copy. Oh, that was another part of why I went with the PC port as well. Because I knew that it wouldn't have the Mantis fight stuff. And what was the other change that I forget? I know there was another like really small thing that some people picked up. There's something else that I can't remember. Shit. But something else that made me opt for that is buying a black box copy of MGS1 off of eBay is more expensive than going to GOG and spending $10 on the PC port. Simply. And it's just a lot easier to have a digital copy too. Even though for collection purposes, I like having physical copies, it was so much more convenient that way. Water tunnel jet stream goes all the way to other building. I could learn the shortcuts for the water tunnels. It probably would save me time. The radio frequency on the back of the box. I talked about that on stream, right? That the GOG version of the game doesn't come with a game manual or a box, obviously, because it's digital. So at one point, Campbell's like, oh yeah, Meryl's frequency is on the back of the box. I don't have a box. Google obviously was my friend, and all the Google results for people like looking it up, they all like cheekily said stuff like, here's the code, or you could have just bought a copy instead of pirating it. And I'm like, I didn't. I bought a copy. It just literally doesn't come with the frequency. It was an oversight when they ported it over. It just literally doesn't have Meryl's frequency in the game at all. Like, your only option is to look it up, which is insane. From the CD you get from the revolver fight? What? No cheating. What? Hold on. What? What are you talking about? No way this is a thing. Is that like a PC port exclusive thing, or was that always in the original version of the game? You eventually get the frequency? Really? You could just call Campbell to get by Mantis. I wish I could remember the other giveaway that some people picked up on who just like realized that I was playing the old PC port. Because it's not Master Collection PC port. It's the one from like 2000. It's the really old PC port of the game. You can still buy it on GOG. Now, I'm hopeful that one of these doors is level 4. I likely don't have to be back in this area. Oh, hold on. You know what door might be level 4? Let me check. This door on the left. I forgot about this one. No motion blur? I don't think anyone mentioned that. But I think you're right. I don't think there's any motion blur on the PC version. At least from my memory. There could be, and I'm just like getting gaslit just simply by you saying no motion blur, but now that I think about it, I don't know if there was motion blur. Psycho Mantis for a lot of people was where they picked up on the fact that I was using the PC port. Because I just forgot to mention the controller gimmick. But the reason it wasn't in my notes, okay. My whole like video shtick is playing things for the first time at this point. And at some point down the line, I want to do review series for like stuff that I have played. Just games that I already know I really enjoy. But B3, son of a bitch. Why is B3 the one that's everywhere? For now, like I'm so used to like my note-taking process just being things that stick out to me as I go. And the Psycho Mantis thing I've mentioned before, I actually had it spoiled to me years ago because when I was in college, one of my professors, I have a degree in game design. Chol lore for new people. There's a lot of new people from the Metal Gear stuff now. I have a degree in game design. And in college, I had a professor explain the Psycho Mantis thing for a lecture. I can't remember what class it was. There are a few instances where there are some things in the Metal Gear games that I've known about for a long time because they came up in a college lecture. It was one of those franchises like Mega Man that I've also never played, but that I've heard about a good bit because of my college professors. But the Psycho Mantis thing was one of them. The spoiling, I know, the bastards. I've talked about before as well. And this is probably the more disappointing one because Psycho Mantis is like, okay, that's cool. Even if you already know it, when you see it in the game, it's still cool. There's a big story-related thing that I know going forward. It's from Metal Gear Solid 2. It's kind of the big twist at the end of the game. But I think the story should still be enjoyable even though I know that. Because I talked about that before. I've mentioned before that that's been spoiled to me by my professors in college. That was my creative writing professor that did a lecture on Metal Gear Solid 2. They didn't go through like the entire plot extensively. It was mostly about that big plot twist at the end. I'm trying to think of a way to say it other than the big one at the end, because I don't want to spoil it for anyone who might not have played or who's like watching through this series and seeing everything for the first time. The path is better than the destination. That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, even though I know it, I think the story will still be plenty interesting because at least like knowing it, I'll be able to pick up on the little things that are like hinting at it along the way, and that might make it cool, sort of thing. I still think it'll be plenty enjoyable knowing it. It's just not going to like blow my socks off the way it might have if I was blind. If I had no idea about it. That's the big Metal Gear spoiler that I got in school. Is the twist at the end of MGS2. Still creepy to this day. I mean, I really, really hate men with guns. What's it called? Makes the game of the century. It's so weird though, because I definitely have come across people in the wild who are big Metal Gear fans who really don't like MGS2. Really don't like it. How much the exposition, the conjecture in the exposition, how much, reading is hard, how much conjecture in the exposition remains true to this day. That's the reason that it was a lecture in my creative writing course, was because they were like, it is kind of scary how this game is from 2001, I believe. And like 20 years later, like the majority of this remains true, but like at the time it was kind of just spitballing and predictive. Like, it wasn't true quite yet, but now it is. Like, not that long after this game, it became true. And there was the other, like, context stuff with MGS2, where I now know the trivia of the game's entire plot was changed, like, a few months into the game's development, because the original plot of MGS2 apparently was centered around Snake on a mission in the Middle East. But because of the rising tensions in the Middle East in like 99, Kojima decided to just not even bother with it. Not worth going there, sort of thing. That was definitely a thing. That's one of the wilder ones. And then I know that there's some scenes that got cut as well, like in New York City, with certain buildings that had to get cut because of a certain incident just before the game came out in 2001. You know, the least cryptic way of putting it ever, but like that's, yep. Yoink. Oh, shit. The floor traps, I don't think a Metal Gear 2 floor trap ever killed me. I saw earlier someone said Cole's greatest rival, the floor traps. This game, they're not bad because they seem to activate like super late in terms of the frames that can actually kill you. The teachers really did you dirty there. Again, I think just because it'll be like a journey's better than the destination thing. Ooh. Come on. There we go. I pretty much just said all the things that I know about it right there. Ah, shit. That was not much of an alert. How did he even see me? Hold on, I'm gonna watch that back. How did his back was turned to me. I thought maybe he was looking my way, like on the frame I came in, but he wasn't. He just straight up had his back turned and heard me walk in, I guess. I didn't know him before Metal Gear Solid. Oh, it was definitely a cool surprise, but I think with that, even for like me playing Metal Gear 2 first before Solid, it was surprising a little bit, but I think it could have been built up to more, because like we see him for a second early on, and then we get like one scene to actually interact with him. And at the end of that scene, Snake realizes who it is. I feel like if there was more direct interaction leading up to it, it could have been a much bigger reveal. But it was still cool. Like, he does get shown before that, but it's so minimal. Should have been a bit later. Yeah, but at the same time, Metal Gear Solid was made, at least from what I read, very much with the idea in mind that people who will play this game will not have played Metal Gear 1 and 2. When they hear National Anthem, all soldiers stand straight. Thank you, kiddo. I actually never did that the first time. I learned after the fact that you can do a thing where you play the National Anthem like over the speaker system and all the soldiers stop patrolling. I never did that. I'm gonna try to do that this time. As the #1 fan in both games. Yeah. There was also that thing where a Deep Throat says that he's just one of Snake's fans, and I was like, the song is a fun little feature. Yeah, I got the thing to allow you to do it, but I never actually did it because I just never found the... I think it's that control room on the first floor, right? Isn't that where I would take it? I don't know. We'll get there when we get there. But yeah, the Deep Throat thing also, I guess, was like an eyebrow raise. But Metal Gear Solid, like the name of the game, the subtitle Solid instead of calling it Metal Gear 3, like they named it that just because Kojima wanted it to be a soft reboot, since he understood that like Metal Gear 1 and 2, the MSX versions at least, only came out in Japan. So he was like, Western audiences aren't going to know Metal Gear 1 and 2. If we release Metal Gear 3, it's not going to sell as well because people will think they're missing out. So they changed it to Metal Gear Solid, which also weirdly wraps back to Metal Gear 2, because I found out while I was doing research for this game, it wasn't interesting enough to put into the video or anything. But the subtitle Solid Snake was Kojima wanted Metal Gear 2 to simply be titled Solid Snake. Like he wanted that to be the name of the game. He didn't want to call it Metal Gear, but Konami insisted because of like sales stuff, right? Obviously, if you're doing a direct sequel, they're like, well, let people know that it's a sequel so that fans of the first game buy this one. But he wanted to just call this game Solid Snake. And his exact quote on it from an interview, or at least roughly speaking, was that he wanted it to just be the main character's name, sort of like Indiana Jones, where it's just like, yeah, he's the main focus, so that's just what we call it. We got a crap port of 1 that Kojima hated too. Yeah, the port of 1 is weird because it changes a lot. We have only one lavatory here. It's in the southeast. I'm scared at night. You have to clog their toilet to proceed. They only have one bathroom, Snake. If the toilet stops working, the guards will... What? Their vision is crazy sometimes. Hide with the child. They cut the ending. Yep. I know a little bit about... Because I was... Early on, I was like, do I need to do a video for Metal Gear NES? And aside from the story stuff, like, it's basically the same game. So I decided not to. It's one of those that, like, maybe I could turn it into, like, a bonus video at the end if I wanted to, but it's not necessary. If you catch a cold, go to the medical room to find pills. Okay. I do know the Snake Eater theme, mostly because of like memes and stuff over the years. I have heard the Snake Eater theme many times, and it's great. It's just one of those songs that is like almost hard to stay away from if you're like in the gaming sphere enough. Lots of dummy soldiers over there. Over where, child? Has a weird look to it despite being the same game. It's mostly the same game, but there's like slight story differences. The final boss is totally different. You don't actually fight a Metal Gear in it. Okay. These are the dummy soldiers. Son of a bitch. Hello. You a little stuck? That works. 2 of them just walked away. Key card 4. I know that there's stuff here that I can't do yet. I don't think I ever came here this early, so I'm kind of just looking around and I'm like, what all can I do here before I do more of the tower building stuff? I'm curious at this point. How sequence breaky can this get? Have I played Fallout 2? I have not played the first 2 Fallouts. Or the old Tactics one. The old Fallout Tactics game. I haven't played that before either. I forgot about these. The frozen rations. I think if I just hold them while I walk around, they'll thaw out. I don't remember exactly. But no, Fallout 1 and 2 have been like on my list, like on my backlog for a long ass time. Just because... Bucket. I played Fallout 3 a lot when I was younger on Xbox. And I really liked Fallout 3 and New Vegas. I liked both of them a ton. Fallout 4 is not my thing. I never even attempted to try 76. And yeah, those first 2 have evaded me for years. And I know that like among hardcore Fallout fans, Fallout 1 and 2 are considered like the peak of the series a lot of the time. There's a lot of Fallout fans out there that like, to them, Bethesda completely ruined the spirit of Fallout. Like they kind of got too far away from what it was always supposed to be, sort of thing. So it's always made me curious to play them. Kevin, thank you for the sub. Appreciate it. Son of a bitch. Who keeps hiding real guards with all the dummy guards? Like what? You guys just pay someone to stand here and act like a mannequin all day? Huh? What's with this? This is ridiculous. The steal skill in Fallout 1 and 2 is broken. Mental note. Sounds like a game that Bethesda would, you know, want to get their hands on. Shit. So I guess there wasn't a whole lot of importance up here. Like, sure, you can go up here. There's really not a reason to. I tried it. Oh wait, there's still one more branch. And I did get some stuff like a bucket. And I guess there wasn't the gas grenade up here. The gas grenade was up here, I think. It could have been on like floor 3. I could be wrong. But I think it was floor 4. Oh wow, you move fast. It's a lot easier going the other way. They have infinite guards. Yeah, I don't know why they even have it in the first place either. I guess it's like scarecrows, right? You leave them out and intruders will see them and not want to infiltrate. I guess. Just set up mannequins along the perimeter. Scare people away. Please tell me there's a child in this room. One of the sillier quirks of Metal Gear 2, having the kids everywhere, is any room with a child in it is instantly going to clear your alert, because I guess they didn't want gunfights going on around the kids. So if there is a child in a room in this game, it's literally impossible to have an alert on you. It's one of the weird things. That was the hardest run of MGS3 I ever did. Pacifist run actually does seem interesting. Don't tranquilizers and like other non-lethal things become an option later on? At least way later on they do. Okay, for people coming from the videos, here's a confession. I've made this confession on stream before. And I will also bring it up when the time is right, respectively, later in the review series. But there's one Metal Gear game that I have played to completion, like before any of the series started. And there's one that I played for like 30 minutes because I got it for free. The one that I played all the way through was Rising. I played MGR the whole way through like 2 years ago. I had a blast with it. I don't really remember much of it at all. And I didn't really understand any of the story at the time because it's so like referential to the other games that it just all completely went over my head. But I didn't really care all that much because, you know, sword and slicing, fun. I just had a good time with that game, played it the one time, didn't go back. So it's gonna, I'm not gonna remember much of it when I get to it anyway. And Ground Zeroes, I played for like 30 minutes back in like 2017, maybe, if I had to guess. At some point, it was given out for free on Xbox Live, and I got it from that, and I played it for like 30 minutes and dropped it. I thought the stealth was cool. I remember like the game essentially just being like one big open playground for stealth, because it was almost like a demo to show off what 5 was going to be. So like I just messed around with it for a little bit, and then I never really like put a whole lot of time into it. The memes. Nano machines, son. The whole lot. I'm fucking invincible. I do remember the memes, actually. And the music, because after I played it, I listened to the music so much. Who saves the week from the man who saves the week? We're making the mother of all omelets here, Jack. I do remember the memes. It is like the more of them that get said in chat, too, the more that come back to me. Yeah. Yeah, I might remember more lines from that game than I thought. How the hell do I thaw these out? I might just have to carry them around more. Right now I need this mine detector. I don't need the mine detector. I can just crawl the whole way. I'm gonna try to thaw out my rations because I'm gonna need them at some point. The DNA of the soul. I remember thinking the memes scene was hilarious because it's like, I get what they're trying to say. Like, I get what they meme, or I didn't mean to say, I get what they mean with an N when they say memes. But I was also just like, what? There's a steam room? Oh my God, I have to go to like a sauna. Oh, that was B1 ration. Why is it frozen? What? Ace, thank you for the sub. That's bullshit. Memification is getting to you. Yeah, I remember just sitting through that scene and being like, I get what they're trying to say, but it's really hard to take this seriously when they're saying memes throughout the entire thing. When they're saying shit like memes, the DNA of the soul. And you've got, I can't remember his name even, but you've got the guy being like, memes run the world. I'm just like, what are... Good argument. Why don't you back it up with a source? That's not an actual line in the game, right? I've seen that meme. I've seen the meme And I've been away from the game for long enough that I can't even remember if that is like a voiceover meme that someone on Twitter made, or if that's actually in the game. The exchange between Raiden and Senator Armstrong, where he's like, it's from Maxar. Okay, okay. Thank God, because I was like, that's not real, is it? Because it's so funny, but it's not real. It can't be. I would remember if it was. Thank God it's not. But it's so funny. The exchange where Raiden's like, that's a great, what was it? Yeah, that's a good argument, but why don't you back it up with a source? And Armstrong standing on top of Metal Gear is just like, I made it the fuck up. It's hilarious, but I genuinely couldn't remember if it was from the game or not. Yeah, my source is that I made it. It's so funny. Is that what Maxor's videos are like? I still haven't watched any of them. People keep bringing him up because of the Ace Combat reviews that I'm doing right now as well. So they keep bringing it up because apparently he did a series where he did like one of those kind of meme-y edits for like almost every Ace Combat game. But I'm not watching them until I finish the series, you know? I don't want to potentially ruin anything. Yeah, the incorrect summary thing. I still haven't seen them. Oh, chat, all of my rations thawed out. I have bombs now. I have grenades now as well. Oh, we're just going on alert. It's happening. I can't unlock the door. Oh wait, he has a DMC5 one? I could watch DMC5. I've played Devil May Cry so many times. I could watch that. I had no idea that that Metal Gear Rising meme was from Maxor. Max. If you finished AC0, I would highly recommend. I am waiting. Oh, there we go. To get through the whole thing, just in case. But it's like I also, what's it? There's someone else doing. I can't. Man, I feel really bad that I can't remember his name, like, off the top of my head. I can remember it's like, it starts with a J. It's like something gaming, but I can't remember it exactly. He recently commented on my video too. He watches my shit. But there's another YouTuber doing an Ace Combat series, somewhat similar to mine. I think his videos are better. Jarbo, there it is. I found the comment in my dashboard. I went scrolling for it. Jarbo Gaming. I haven't watched his videos yet because I'm waiting until mine are totally done. I saw a lot of green pineapples in a room south of here. Oh! Why can I not punch? Oh, is it because I have... It is because I have plastic bombs equipped. Oh, wait, right here. He made the meme of the plastic chair? Oh my God. So I've seen his shit around many times. I've seen Maxor's memes plenty of times, is what I'm learning. But I've just never watched his videos. Because the plastic chair is like legendary. People have actually like made a mod for the game to insert the plastic chair because of the meme. Like, people made a model swap for the plastic chair because that meme was so funny. And I'm only now just learning that it's because it originates from that video. Also, that was crazy. That me managing to blow myself up there It all happened before my brain could process that I had accidentally fat-fingered the space bar. That was a little rough. But thankfully, load zones set checkpoints. So we're not far off. It's mandatory if you ask me. I haven't modded my DMC5 much. The one time I did, I'm just taking a guess on this one. I blew up a child. That was well timed. That you can have gunfights or you can't have gunfights with kids around, but C4 is okay. I can't. One-eyed uncle is a father. Yeah. Don't tell him what I just did. You think it'll come up in the final confrontation? That I'm apparently now a child murderer? This is canon for the rest of my time playing Metal Gear Solid now. That Solid Snake is genuinely, he blew up a child in Zanzibar. It happened. C4 accident, he killed a literal small child. I can't believe that. I was not ready for that to happen at all. The kid just disappeared. It was... Someone asked earlier if you could shoot them, and I was like, I have no clue. Okay, chat. We've killed one already. For science, do we test if bullets... You know... For science? Purely for science. We're already one deep. It does damage to you. Okay, you can shoot the kids, but it physically harms Snake to kill the children. It dealt some damage back to me. The more you know. The more you know. The kid fights back. You know, I'm not normally the type who just sees a child in a game and is like, can I kill it? I know that plenty of people are. It hurts your soul. I love that it genuinely damages you. If you took damage with the bomb and were too shocked to notice, I definitely did. I'm assuming that I just didn't notice that blowing up the kid also did damage. Why are there children wandering around the bad guy base? Because One-Eyed Uncle hates grown-ups. Yes. That is a line in the game, and I'm not letting it go because it's really bizarre to have that line in the game. In Baldur's Gate 3, you can't kill kids. Such a lame restriction. See, I don't know that because I never tried. Decoy octopus. That's why. That's why I shot the kid. It was clearly decoy octopus. You guys, come on now. I have to check this floor with the new key. I've been in this room, I think. There was one annoying child. It was the one early on, right? That like steals from you or something. At least if that's how your game goes. I know for me, there was a tiefling child early on who stole from me. And I was a dwarf barbarian. And I also confronted the child. I didn't go as far as to actually try to kill it, but I confronted the child. Wasn't there a ration up here, actually? This might be worth. Yep. I'm gonna place my bet on a B2 ration. I'm just gonna hope. I was right. The split rations is so weird in this game. I know that they did something with it where like they have different ingredients, and as you go, some of them actually have like uses based on the ingredients, but it's still just really... I don't like the split rations thing. I get what they were going for. I don't think it's good. Outside of like those specific cases, and if you really needed like a bag of peas for something, you could have just made a bag of peas a key item or something. Could have worked. Man, Streamlabs is on some shit right now. We have to tune the bot again. The dude's going crazy. God damn. I mean, he's putting in the work. You can't take that away from him, but he's going a little wild right now. Oh, sweet Jesus. Shit. I look away for a moment. I'm getting on this elevator. You can't stop me. Oh, they lost me. I saw that. One. There we go. God damn it. All right, caveman mode it is. They group the rations together in 3 separate... Wait, they do what? Chol didn't hear about this. Oh no, it's not. Never mind. Chol knows where the Master Collection version of Metal Gear 2 is from. For a second, he thought he didn't. But Chol heard. The HD versions of... Or the PS3, like, HD collection, right? That's the first time that they... Is that the first time they released Metal Gear 2 in the West? MGS 4, Peace Walker 5, Twin Snakes will be lost to time. Chol would agree Twin Snakes will likely not get a Master Collection release. Mostly because, like, you know how Metal Gear 1 and 2 are actually good examples for why Chol doesn't think Twin Snakes... Oh, on subsistence. Okay. But Metal Gear 1 and 2 in Volume 1 are good examples of why Chol doesn't think Twin Snakes is going to make the Master Collection cut. That being, in the Master Collection Volume 1, they have Metal Gear 1 and 2, and the NES Metal Gear and Snake's Revenge are in there as, like, secret bonuses, just in the menus, that weren't, like, advertised as being there, but they are. So you would think that maybe if they were going to put Twin Snakes in the Master Collection, they would have put it with MGS 1. At least Chol would think that. Much like Chol thinks that this Redeem is a terrible idea that might just be lost to time someday. Oh! Equipping rations is a good idea. Called European Extreme? What? Twin Snakes is not a Kojima game, and you can really tell? Chol hasn't played yet. Chol will see. Chol has 2 minutes to go. You're seen, you die? What? Oh my god. Come on. Chol is also not sure if MGS... Chol doesn't know with MGS 5. Oh, that grenade is just gone. Because, like, MGS5 is part of the mainline games in a way where it feels important enough to be included in the Master Collection, obviously. But Chol kind of felt like the whole point of the Master Collection is just to bring the whole series onto, like, modern systems. And to that extent, like, MGS5 is on all the modern systems already through, like, backwards compatibility on Xbox and PlayStation, and on PC there's just, like, a relatively modern PC port. It's only, oh my god, it's 9 years old. Okay, wow. A 9-year-old port, but, like, 2015 ports are still good by today's standards. Like, that's not an outdated port by any means. Why is Chol speaking in third person? Because Chol made a really stupid redeem for channel points that Chol might just get rid of permanently. Because, man, they can make it 4K on console? Oh, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Maybe. Weird. Chol doesn't know if they will or won't. Get put together in their respective categories so you can have 3 in your inventory, but have multiple in one ration for each. That's exactly how it is here. It's just weird having them split, right? Because you see, there's no visual difference in the sprite. Like, if you have rations on the floor, like you see a guard drop rations, then that is just, it's like, it's rations, but which one? Because, like, right now, 2 is the max. Thank God that caveman mode is over. 2 is the max that I can carry for each individual one. So if right now a ration dropped, chances are, you know, only 30% or so that it's a B1 ration, which I don't have max capacity on. I have max capacity on B2 and B3. So if I didn't have max health, say I don't have max health right now, I'm gonna eat one of these as a guess and just hope for the best. Hope that I don't waste a ration for it. That's the part that I think is poorly thought out in this. If it were different sprites, it could have worked, but it's not. They all use the same sprites. Oh, in the Master Collection, they changed the colors. See, that, like, you could have it, but having them all the same color is kind of where the problem is, in my opinion. I have not played the acid games. The easy way to put it is, what's on the review series playlist is what I've played, except for I've also played Metal Gear Rising. That's the only exception. If I have a video on it on the channel, then I've played it. Outside of that, no. Not yet, at least, because I'm gonna play all of them. Door to the roof was sealed to prevent entrance of invaders. But that was a quick job, so you can blow it up easily, I think. Bye. Bye. Subnautica? Huh? Konami will count Ground Zeroes as a separate game and include it in Volume 2. They'll sell it as 4 classic games. Oh, we need Subnautica 100%? I don't like survival games. And I've tried Subnautica. Subnautica is one of the better ones, for sure. For sure. But I've never clicked with a survival game. I mean, the only one was like Minecraft back when it was new. But I feel like it's because Minecraft is like the survival game. Beware of floors and grounds that produce sounds. Even your noise containment boots can't prevent it. Noise containment boots? Since when? The only way to avoid all sound is crawling. Over. Since when? It isn't horror, it's terror. I mean, I've played it. I like it. I like it. Like, I only played a couple hours of it. I like it for what it is. It's not a game that I think I'll ever play to completion, though. It's like, I don't think it's a bad game. I just don't think it's a game for me. The difference between heroes and cowards, this is new, is not whether they feel fear or not. It's the willpower to suppress their fear and do what they should. Over. Thank you, McDonald Miller. I'm checking the codec now because I haven't in a while. Now is not a good time. Holly, it's never a good time. That was actually good. I think that one made sense. That one made sense. He's still just saying Marv is still getting tortured. You know who I haven't played in a while? Or called in a while? Joseph Norden. Joseph? He's still not there. Okay. This wall? Is this gonna be instant alert? No. I'll take it. I'm so used to that from Snake's Revenge. Oh, we're on the roof. I thought there was more. Okay. Pigeon. Saying something while saying nothing at the same time. He's useless. I mean, I like his lyrical poem. The more you weep, the less you game over. You know, that one is real profound. Oh, that's right. Why Are We Still Here is from MGS5. I actually just recently learned that that is from MGS5. I recently actually found out, which I was shocked. There are more than 260 pigeon species around the world. Their range of living extends from Europe to Southern Asia. Their range of living. Anyway, that pigeon is trained to deliver messages. Pigeons are sensitive to noises and quite cowardly, but at the same time, they are hungry gluttons. You could lure it if you have peas or potatoes or something, but I guess there is no McDonald's in battlefields. Over. You're right, Joseph. There's no McDonald's out here. But I do happen to have peas and potatoes right here. Son of a bitch. They can also guide missiles. This is true. Apparently. Somehow. They include games that were obscure or just not very good, like Snake's Revenge. They're worth preserving. Yeah, but it's kind of weird because, like I said, I don't know. Do I have to crawl up to it, maybe? You know, make less noise? I don't know that they're gonna include twin snakes. Like, I kind of feel like they're not going to. Honestly. That might be the one that they just leave out. Which, if they do, when Volume 2 rolls around, let it be known that that only feeds my conspiracy theory that they might remake Metal Gear Solid 1. Let it be known. A paper is tied to the pigeon's leg. Help. Oh, it's upside down. Wait, what? Wis, Ohio, Keo Marv. It's 140.51? I don't know what the W is. 145.1 maybe? What would a W be? Oh, aha! I got it. He's speaking in tongues. He's making Ohio memes. Stop. Oh, the contract. That. They might not have renewed the license for Twin Snakes. Oh, wait. Okay, no. Hold on. Pause. Rewind. Hold on. Konami should have the rights for Twin Snakes. The problem is who developed it? Someone mentioned the studio earlier. What's the studio that developed it? Anyone who's got me on this? Who developed Twin Snakes? Silicon Knights. I think they might be still around because they sound familiar. Are you guys still around? Uh-oh, it's not looking good because I just saw some of their other games. No. Actually, okay, they have no... Never mind. In conjunction... That's it. That's it. Is they would have to buy publishing rights from Nintendo. Because Nintendo actually holds the rights for Twin Snakes. That's the one. Because at first I was like, no, okay, so they... I was gonna say, the problem is if Silicon Knights is still around, they would have to pay royalties. They would have to pay a portion of the sales for the collection to Silicon Knights for having that game in there. But then I saw they were defunct, so I was like, no, they don't have any reason to hold out other than maybe if they want to wait and remake the game. But no, that's the issue, is that it was only ever released for GameCube and never anywhere else. So that means Nintendo still has the rights, the publishing rights for that game. They would have to get them back from Nintendo. That would be the rub. What's this? I can't understand a word he's saying. Maybe I better ask Petrovich. Good thing I have the GameCube. I just don't have a GameCube. I never had a GameCube. Which, I mean, now I've played so many great GameCube games. Oh, you have the GameCube game, you just don't have a GameCube. Oh. GameCube had so many bangers. Like, it didn't have a lot. Okay, it didn't have a lot, not so many. But the really good games that GameCube had were so good. It didn't have a ton of them because it had a super short lifespan. This is the Heroes and Coward one. But man, what it had, it was so good. I'm just calling everyone. I could just go straight to Petrovich, but I'm doing the rounds to see if anyone's got new stuff. Oh, I remember spiral stairs run from 10 floor to 20 floor. You may get a bit tired, but it's a good exercise. Bye. Bye. Okay, Madnar is 8-2. Marv can only speak Czech and Slovak? He's also very shy. Is that a language? How about you, Petrovich? Only Russian and English, but Natasha can talk to him. Natasha, the STB woman who escorted you? She can talk to Marv. He'll accept her. Is she all right? Don't worry, she's a professional agent. She managed to get away by stealing an enemy uniform. She should be undercover somewhere in this complex. Does she have a transceiver too? No, they took it when they caught her. No clues then. Even though she wears an enemy uniform, she is still a woman. No other female soldier in this fortress. Look for her in women-only locations, like the ladies' lavatories. Over. And here we start the trend. Here we start the trend. Here's a pic of her behind. I use the GameCube GBA adapter a ton. Overall quality was high. Yeah. Resident Evil Remake, Twin Snakes. Resident Evil 4, don't forget, was originally GameCube exclusive, but only for like a year until it got put to PS2. But even then, the PS2 version of Resident Evil 4 is a downgrade from the GameCube version, like technically speaking and stuff. So, even though it got ported like a year later to PS2, GameCube still had the best version for a while. Wind Waker, Mario Sunshine, Soul Calibur 2. Like when the GameCube hit, it hit. Definitely. The first timed exclusive? I doubt it was the first one. It's one of the earliest ones that I know of. I bought a GameCube just for RE4. I'm glad that I was young enough to not be purchasing my own consoles at that point. At that point in 2005, I was still just playing off of like hand-me-downs from my dad's stuff. Because like I know with how I reacted to RE4 when I eventually did play it after growing up on just the first 3. As a kid, I would have been pissed. I've come around on RE4. I talked about it just yesterday, actually. That when I first played RE4, I was pissed because it was nothing like the first 3. And I had played the first 3 to death at that point when I finally got to play 4. And I was just like, what is this shit? This isn't Resident Evil. They made it an action game. They just made a shooter. This is stupid. The best version of the original RE4 is probably the Wii now. It kind of depends how you like the motion controls, or the, not motion controls necessarily, but the aiming at the screen thing. It really depends how much you get out of that. The original RE4 on PC, the old PC port, it was bad. You know what has a really bad old PC port is Devil May Cry 3. I don't even think you can buy it anymore. I think you can still see the listing on Steam, but I don't think that they sell it anymore. Which they really shouldn't. I know about the B1 and B2 thing, but I feel like I'm gonna spend a lot of time like missing my turn, essentially, and like going around in circles, so I'm just taking the easy path, simply. You never saw a thing. Used for speedruns, but it's a pain to set up. Yeah, it's one of those ports that with a lot of like modding and patching, it's fine, but it needs a lot of modding and patching, right? 3 is on GOG, I think. Is it still? Ow! Ow! Forgot about the mines. I tend to forget about them a lot, actually. We never got Halo on PC until 5 Forge. No, we got Halo CE had a PC port in like 2002 or 3. I think it was 2002. It's not very good, but it exists. Halo 2 got a Windows Vista port as well. And then they stopped doing Halo for a long time until 5 Forge. And to this, nowadays at least, I was gonna say to this day, nowadays, Halo 5 is the only Halo game not on PC. Which is strange. But I can definitely see why they might not want to spend the resources porting Halo 5. Oh! I missed the first one. Yeah, I didn't see the first one. Onimusha 3? I didn't even know it had a PC port. VR was wild. I would have played it. I don't have an Oculus. Although, the new Quest seems kind of insane. Like, I want the new Quest, but I have a VR headset right now. I haven't used it in well over a year. Because, like, VR, super fun at first, but there's still a bit of a problem with VR and just not having a lot of games. Not in terms of, like, there's just no games, but there's no, like, or there's not many high quality VR games right now. I played Fatal Frame. I have not played Fatal Frame. Someday I will. It's one of those that's like, it's on the list as someday I need to play Fatal Frame. I got it on PC for the VR version. I mean, I don't know why, like all of the new Resident Evil games, they keep making the VR PSVR exclusive, and I'm just like, why? Because the PSVR is it's fine, but it's a PlayStation accessory. Like it's not enough to work as like a full VR platform. I've talked a lot about the issue with VR from my perspective. And essentially, I don't think VR, at least for a very long time, is actually going to move forward in a meaningful way. Because how long has VR been around and like commercially accessible? Hold on. The first game that I remember really blowing up back when VR headsets started to become accessible was Arizona Sunshine. So when was that? 2016. So it's been like a good 8 years at this point that VR has been a thing that like a lot of people have actually started to get into. Like a lot of people have a VR headset nowadays, right? It's been almost 10 years, I would say. Because that's the first game I remember really getting big. And it was kind of just because it was like the best thing that was around when like the Rift started coming out, like that sort of stuff. Like the early widely available headsets. That was like the first game that was really big because of that. Anyway, the issue with VR from my point of view is there's not enough games for me to justify like buying a new VR headset. Cause like the Quest 3 looks great. There's just not really any games, or there's some games, but there's not enough for me to justify buying the headset, right? And that's a problem. Because from a publisher's perspective, you're not going to give a new VR game a high budget and really have devs put a lot of time and work into it, because it's not going to sell a lot because there's not a lot of people using VR. And there's not a lot of people using VR because there's not a lot of high budget, high quality VR games if you buy a headset right now. So it's going to stay in this kind of like limbo loop where it is right now, where it's like, it's not really worth buying a headset because there's not really many good games. And it's not worth publishers funding good games because there's not a lot of people using a headset because there's not enough good games. And it's gonna stay stuck there. Because there's no games, there's not enough consumer interest. And the lack of consumer interest is the reason that there's no games. So it's just kind of stuck in limbo. It's just floating around in circles where occasionally, like Half-Life Alyx happens. and there's a big high budget game that's really good that people are just like, I want to play that. But Half-Life Alyx was like 4 years ago. And that's the last one that I can think of as being like an actual new game, like not a port of something that already exists, like an actual made for VR game that was actually like driving people to start playing VR more. That was like 4 years ago. I see you. I got past them. I think VR is genuinely stuck. Like it's just gonna stay like that for a while. Cause it's gonna take some publisher to start putting a ton of money in, just risking it. And then the games to come from all that budget have to actually be good. So it's probably gonna be a while until that happens. Like that risk has to be taken on a pretty big scale, and then that risk has to pay off. So it's probably gonna take a minute. Alyx is what VR games should be like. Exactly, like that's, you see that and you're like, that's what this space should be, but it's really not. Like the space right now is just kind of a lot of like proof of concept of vertical slice games that are stretched out to be like 3 or 4 hours long, and that's it. Alyx was actually like a full single player game with good mechanics, a good story behind it. Like it was a full game in VR. That didn't take long. Hello, Natasha. That was very quick, actually. When I did this for the review, I was sitting here for like 5 minutes waiting for her to go to the bathroom. I was ready to sit here waiting. Natasha? Yes, I'm Natasha Markova, an STB agent. You look familiar. Haven't we met before? Isn't that the cliche Western men use to seduce a girl? Now I remember. Natasha Markova, Fairy on Ice. Can I just say that like Kojima's writing style just started here. Like Snake always just repeating things back as a question, and the whole like, now I remember, followed by exposition dump. Like it started here. This is just how Kojima writes, like going forward into Solid. I don't know if it stays like that, but Metal Gear Solid, like, it's just this writing with voice acting. And there's 8 years between these games, so I'm assuming it stays fairly consistent, at least for a while. Gold medalist at the Olympics in Calgary. You must be thinking of someone else. Can't be. You should be. Leave it. Where's Dr. Marv? I contacted him with my transceiver, but I didn't understand what he was saying. He's all right then. Good. Snake, let me borrow your transceiver. His frequency is 140.51. It's just repeating what other people say with a question mark. It's funny, right? I think it's funny, at least, that Snake does just like constantly repeat things back to people as a question. They just say something and then Snake is like, huh? Valve pretty much only makes a new game when they want to push gaming technology, so no wonder Alyx was good. Yeah, I was saying, like, that's literally the... Gaben did the interview about Half-Life, where he literally said, like, yeah, we're not making Half-Life 3 because we don't need to. We only make a Half-Life game when we see that there's, like, some thing in the industry that we want to push forward that no one else is. That's when we make a Half-Life game. The one time that he answered Half-Life 3, that was what he said, and I think he only said that after Half-Life Alyx came out. Anyway. Snake, Marv is alright at the moment. He's held in a detention center north of Tower Building. He was very concerned about Dr. Petrovich. Petrovich is safe. Our first priority is Dr. Marv. This is the good shit right here. This elevator leads to an old sewer. It's a shortcut to the north side of Tower Building. An elevator in here? Even Snake is just like, elevator in the bathroom? What, huh? And he just goes with it. Elevator to the sewers in the women's bathroom. On all the questions Snake asked, and you can figure out the whole lore just by that. I mean, the questions are great. They just need to push a decent AAA game. Yeah, he said that, like, they only do Half-Life when there's some problem that needs to be solved, essentially. So, like, Half-Life Alyx came because they saw that, like, no one was making full, proper, single-player VR games. So they made one. Oh, shit. Okay. I'm playing a game right now that also... What other game has an elevator in the bathroom? What other game could you be playing that has an elevator in the bathroom? What do you mean? Was that supposed to be? Big cleaning device. Uh-oh. Okay. I don't think I can go that way. Custom robo. Minecraft. Oh shit. Thank God it can't kill Natasha, because it nearly got me. It would have killed her. Okay, we can sidestep it there, thank God. It went to the left. Go, 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 go. Who put that floor trap there? That was just actually cruel. I need a different key. Hello. How Mega Man went from a game about a robot kid stopping an evil scientist to a series about post-apocalyptic war. It went to what? Great game for the GameCube. I've never played it. I've heard about it. If it has elevators in the bathroom, it must be good. I've also never played Mega Man. Secret elevator. Where do you go? Surely nowhere overly convenient. Incredibly contrived. Natasha, Snake. Thank God you're safe. You've lost weight, Petrovich. You haven't changed, Snake. Snake, let's go. Dr. Marv is waiting. You mean he's all right? I've tried, but this elevator only opens from the inside. Natasha, let's go in single file. Wait, Snake. Or that's not Natasha, shit. I assumed. Snake, I've got something for you. I stole it from a guard. Card 5. I'm right behind you, Snake. I'm sorry. It needs to be brought up. Lee, thank you for the sub. Appreciate it. The elevator in the women's bathroom that goes into the underground tunnel, and that underground tunnel leads to another elevator that goes up to the prison cell, the hidden prison cell in the cabin in the jungle. That just so happens to be where Petrovich is being held. It is such a wild contrivance of this just random section of the game. I can't imagine that they didn't realize that people would be like, this is ridiculous. They probably just kind of went with it. I love video games. Cool architecture. Snake, I can't bear this much longer. Let's rest for a while. Snake? Okay, we have time. Let's sit down. I have to take care of my natural desire. I almost made a joke about this as well. I think that he's supposed to be taking a piss, but I think that they like directly translated it or something. Anyway, we'll just hang out here while he goes and takes care of his natural desire. Strange. Petrovich is old, though he looks not. No, I meant us. A famous scientist, a former Olympic athlete, a special force member, all brought together here in this sewer. Is it fate, perhaps? Fate? Yeah, maybe. I was told a lot when I was a child. From my mother, about the Warsaw Uprising in World War II, Poland. She ran through a sewer for days and fled from Nazis. Soaked with mud, blackened, one couldn't even recognize faces. She is still haunted by the war, even today. Natasha, why did you quit skating and join STB? What can I say? The ice became cold. Do they mean nature's call? That's probably what it is. I bet that in the original Japanese text, it's probably a translation of the expression nature's call, but when they translated it back to English, they got natural desire and apparently saw nothing wrong with it. I was gonna say they walk into a bar, but okay. The ice became cold. Ice? See? Question. Repeating back. Snake, do you have a wife? No. I have no family. What about you? Single. And not because I am a bachelor dogmatist. Weird thing to say. Maybe I had a few chances. Lovers, then? Only once I actually considered marrying. When I was still fleeting on ice. A grand romance that still makes me breathless. A Western called Frank Yeager. Handsome, gentle, and intellectual. I wanted to trash my family, skates, and everything just to follow him. You sought asylum? Yeah, but failed at the last moment. The West declined to accept me. I don't know a lot for some political reason. Maybe the reception community wasn't ready. The reception community happens all the time. Since then, me and my family have had a hard life. I was stripped of competition right, branded as a refusenik? What's a dogmatist? How would I word it simply? Dogma is a term that I don't really know how to word it simply, so I'll break it down. Dogma is a term that means like core belief. So I guess if you're a bachelor dogmatist, it would essentially mean like you hold strongly to the idea of being single. That's the best way that I could explain it. An unofficial term for individuals, typically but not exclusively Soviet Jews who were denied permission to emigrate. Oh. That actually makes a lot of sense. I've never heard that term, but that would be it. Thank you. I could join only STB, or that is how that's, I could only join STB. I did word it poorly. Never mind. But I have no regret. I learned many things about this world. I even killed. What about him? Never saw him again. The Berlin Wall between us still remained. Hey, sorry to keep you waiting. He took care of his natural desire. A long lavatory time. Okay, yeah, so he is pissing. That's probably why I didn't make the joke in the video. Because I remember reading that line and being like, what? Let's go, Snake. It is about that time. This is a cliffhanger, sort of. We're mid big story things, but it's also a really good point to pick up on next time, so it works out. But it is about that time, and I have a very busy work week with video stuff this week. Should be good at the end of it, but for what I've got cooking up, it's kind of gonna be a challenge to fit it into this week, but it's only Sunday. He had to blow a load. That was essentially like, I was sitting there, I'm like, I might have to write this in somehow because that's crazy for him to say. How much of the game is left? This is probably about the 2/3 point, maybe just short of it. Like we're maybe like 60% through, if I were estimating. So probably one more stream before we start solid. And we might even start solid at like the very end of next stream. Go back to watching Chol's Hollow Knight streams. Man, those are old. How many subs did I have when we did Hollow Knight? I think I had like 600 subs when we played Hollow Knight. I think that's about right. We were little. I wasn't even a partner back then. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. So, with that, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did enjoy and you haven't done so already, feel free to go ahead and leave a sub. Come back another time. We're doing this. We're doing Armored Core 100%. We're doing Ace Combat games on the hardest difficulty. We're doing a lot right now. Ooh, Tekken 8. We're still playing through the Tekken 8 story. I haven't finished that yet, and then we're gonna just be doing more Tekken streams probably, because the game is really good. Come back for any of that. Before you go, A, leave a like if you enjoyed and you haven't done so already, because like algorithm stuff, blah, blah, blah. B, because apparently a few of you guys are new here from the streams, not from the reviews. If you haven't seen the reviews and you're interested, the main thing that I'm doing with Metal Gear on the channel right now is playing them all for the first time, reviewing them as I go, like each one individually. In the pinned message at the top of chat right now, I actually have that linked. Right now, we're through Ghost Babel, so there's 5 videos. If you're interested in those, check those out. Other than that, though, once again, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you all back here next time. I hope you all have the rest of your day. Thank you for coming to the stream, and goodbye.